Good morning, Raptor Freaks. Lexi Otts here, and we have our first preview for our season opener today against the Cleveland Cavaliers. And I've got a new backdrop behind me, and I'm wearing my purple front, black back Keon Clark jersey, baby. Let's go, Toronto. That's right. These guys are going to be wearing these jerseys tonight for the first game of the season. The purple front, black back throwbacks, and Vince Carter is going to be calling the game tonight. Crazy. So yeah, an interesting night to be had, the opening night for the Raptors. Let's get right into it. I know y'all are excited about the new season. You like my new wall of great Raptors stuff behind me? Yeah, that's right. I put a new wall up behind me. We got Scott over here next to me. We got Scotty next to Larry O.B. and my championship ring. And DeMar, you can see all the different little Easter eggs behind me. Charles and JYD over here. All kinds of fun stuff on the wall. But let's get right into it, guys. Got a lot to talk about. First night of the NBA last night, and also got to do the preview right now. So let's talk about the latest lineup news right away, right now for the Cavs and the Raptors for the home opener for the Toronto Raptors tonight at Scotiabank Arena. All right, we'll start with our visitors. Now, they have a very important injury that somebody is going to be out for 6 weeks, and that's Max Strus. Last year, Max Strus had some big games against the Raptors. In some ways, he has been the best three-point shooter for the Cavaliers last year. In some ways, I'm not upset about this because it's a downgrade if Strus is out and the Cavaliers have to bring in their next person in. It's Okoro who's going to be starting as small forward instead of Strus. But this is a big blow to them. Now, also, Amani Bates had surgery earlier this month to repair a torn meniscus in his right knee, and he is going to be out for the time being. But their lineup is looking like this. Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, Isaac Okoro, Evan Mobley, and Jared Allen as the starters. Backups, Karis LeVert, Georges Niang, Dean Wade, Sam Merrill, Jalen Tyson, Tristan Thompson, Craig Porter Jr., and Ty Jerome, and JT Thor, actually, from Charlotte. Now, I want to talk about something about the Charlotte team. They have two small guards. I've talked about this in the past between Darius and Donovan. Did you know Darius Garland actually makes more money than Donovan Mitchell? That actually shocked me. And I think that this is going to be a fun matchup for the Raptors, being our small guards are very defensive oriented and their guards are very offensive oriented. And this could be an area where the Raptors need to win the matchup battle. Is Donovan and Darius versus people like Davion, Emmanuel, and Jamal Shed. So I'm very much looking forward to the test for our young Raptors against this very savvy offensive-minded backcourt. Not the best defensive backcourt, but a very good scoring backcourt. But let's see how it is with our new guard look with Shed and Davion showing up now. But yeah, that's going to be interesting. You know, the Cavs in preseason did not win a single one of their preseason games. And I went and looked over those games. I went and looked at them, and I was like, what the fuck is wrong with the Cavs? Why didn't they not win? It's not like they played very difficult opponents. They didn't play the Celtics twice in preseason like we did. No, they played the Bulls twice, and they managed to lose to the Bulls twice, once in overtime. And it's not like they were benched and missing guys either. They played their starters. They played Evan Mobley. They played Jared Allen. They played Donovan Mitchell. They played Darius Garland. And they still went 0-4 in the preseason. And they played against the Bulls, the Pacers, and I believe who the other team was. I forget who the other team was. But they lost all four of the games. They didn't have any success. In some ways, the Cavaliers were getting out-rebounded, even with Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. So I'm going to say this right now. Raptors, you out-rebound the Cavs tonight, you're going to beat them. I'm telling you, this team is not together yet. They just got a new coach, Kenny Atkinson, and he's replacing J.B. Bickerstaff from last year. And in some ways, I don't think they got their shit together. So we are ready to come get you, Cleveland, tonight. And in some ways, we've been practicing together since Malaga, Spain, 2 months ago. And we are on. The guys have been saying it in preseason practice interviews all along. They're saying we feel like we've been together for a while, and we're already at a certain level of connectivity and playing together that you may find like a month or so into the season. So, Cleveland, you're in trouble. We're going to get you tonight. I'm going to predict that right now. Now, let's go look at the Raptors injury report real quick. They're saying this, but I'm not going to believe them. I'm like this right now. No, I'm not listening. I'm not listening because I heard it straight from the man's mouth. I heard it straight from the man's mouth. I heard it from Darko's mouth too. They're saying officially RJ Barrett will not play tonight, but I don't believe them. I think they're lying to us. I'm serious. I think they're lying to us about RJ. Seriously, RJ said yesterday he has good and bad days. Yesterday wasn't so good. Today is fantastic. He's been practicing. He is not taking contact, but he has been practicing. And there is, like Darko said, he is day to day, literally day to day. Like he could wake up this morning and feel like $1,000,000. And all of a sudden he's calling Darko. He's like, yeah, I feel great today. I'm playing tonight. I think that's what's going to happen tonight, y'all. I'm serious. I do not believe the official injury report right now where they say RJ Barrett is not going to play tonight because of two things. First of all, RJ is a competitor. He don't want to sit out on the first night of the season. He wants to be at the party. He wants to be in the show. Maybe he just starts. He doesn't play heavy minutes, but I'll bet you he's going to start tonight. Seriously. The official injury report, I'm going against it. I don't believe you because I heard that man out of his mouth. He said he's looking forward to tonight addressing the crowd. They've given RJ Barrett the duty of coming out and welcoming the Raptors fans for a new season of NBA basketball. That RJ is going to come out and take the mic to start the game and say, hey, y'all, want y'all to be ready for a great season. We're going to try our ass off. We're going to work hard. We're going to play good on defense. And we're going to try and win some games for y'all. RJ is going to address the crowd tonight before the game. And I'll bet you money he's going to play too. I don't care what you're saying, Josh Lindbergh. I don't care what you're saying, Michael Grange or Eric Smith. I believe that man is going to play. I'm serious. For some reason, I just know. In some ways, it's because I know RJ's personality. In some ways, I just know the healing and super athlete that he is, that he can do this. If he really wants to play tonight, he's going to play tonight. He'll come in and tell coach this morning, watch. He'll go to shoot around. He'll do shoot around this morning, and he'll be like, you know what? I feel great, Darko. There's no reason for me to sit tonight. I'm telling you, this is what I'm predicting. They're officially saying he's already ruled out. I don't believe them. I do not believe them. And let's see if Raptor Street can get this one right. If I'm not right, well, they officially told us he wouldn't. But for some reason, there's something inside me that's telling me that RJ is going to show up and play tonight, guys. Seriously, I'm being exactly serious. Jacoby Walter will be out. He's about 10 days away is what they're saying, a week to 10 days away from being able to play. Bruce Brown is still getting healing from his surgery just before the season. He did not practice yesterday. He will be out today for sure. Kelly Olynyk ruled out also. I believe that one. Kelly's having back issues, and he didn't practice at all yesterday. In some ways, we don't need to rush Kelly back, and in some ways, Kelly is not totally necessary for us in our winning formula on any given night. In some ways, we need to get Bruno Fernando more time out there anyway to get more acclimated. Actually, Darko said something about Bruno yesterday in the practice interview, saying that Darko thinks that Bruno needs to do better with rim protection and rebounding. He called him out basically in the interview yesterday. He said, I want Fernando to do better with the big man skills and the big man thinks he needs to do. So I'm counting on him to improve on his rim protection and defensive abilities as a big man. So Darko sees what we see too, and he's not letting him off the hook. So, yeah, that is basically they're saying RJ's out. I don't believe them. My speculative starting lineup with RJ in mind that he is going to be ruled out. Emmanuel Quickley, Grady Dick, Ochai Agbaji, Scotty Barnes, and Jakob Poeltl. But don't be shocked if the barbecue is complete tonight. Seriously, don't be shocked. And you'll be like, wow, Raptor Streak was right. All the media people were saying that he wouldn't play, but he did actually play. Holy crap. Yeah, I'm telling y'all, seriously, I can read people. And reading RJ in the practice interview yesterday, he's saying he wants to play badly. And I think that man, if he wants to do something, I've seen how he lays up the ball with the left hand at going at people with power. So I believe RJ, when he says he wants to do something, he's going to do something. I love the interviews yesterday. Emmanuel Quickley saying that RJ Barrett can be whatever he wants to be. He is that kind of guy that he puts his mind to it. He could be all defensive player. I love that. These guys are so in the vibes, man. Emmanuel is just really happy, I can tell. And RJ Barrett was very, very stoked about starting the season as a Toronto Raptor this year. And it's a dream come true to play for us. So just all kinds of fun, good stuff in the practice interviews yesterday. So, yeah, we may have a little bit of a short bench because Walter, Brown, and Olynyk are out. But, we got Davion Mitchell. We got Chris Boucher, Bruno Fernando, Jamal Shed, Jonathan Mobo and Udrih Shamshe, DJ Carton. We got a lot of guys that can come in and carry things for us in the absence of some of our injuries. So don't be all worried about the injuries either. As I said before, with the Cavs matchup, the guard matchup will be important. If we can have Mitchell and Shed and quickly contain Garland and Mitchell on the other side, pretty good. 45 Mitchell. This is 45 Mitchell. Hello. Can you have an off night? Yes, Donovan. You will have an off night tonight because Davion is here. And that's what I want to see. 45 versus 45. Lock him down. Lock him down, Davion. Lock him down. The other matchup is the one up front, and that is the big man matchup. Jakob and Scotty tag teaming like the Road Warriors against the Jabroni Jobber crew of Jared Allen and Evan Mobley. Of course, we know the Scotty versus Evan Mobley contest arguments coming from Cleveland all the time across the Great Lakes. Some sorry-ass, smelly-ass noise coming from Cleveland fans trying to tell us that Evan Mobley is better than Scotty Barnes. Yeah. Scotty, let's see you prove them once again that Evan Mobley he's not even on the same level. And that's what I want to see tonight. I want to see you absolutely dominate this game as the best player in the game, better than Donovan, better than Evan, better than Darius, and you get out there and prove that this man, number 4, Scotty Barnes, is the best player that's going to play in this game tonight, Cleveland Cavaliers at Toronto Raptors. That's what I want to see tonight. I want to see Jakob Poeltl out-rebound Jared Allen. I want to see Scotty Barnes kick the shit out of Evan Mobley's stat line tonight. That's what I want to see tonight from y'all. Seriously. It's a matchup game, and the matchups need to be won by the Raptors, big or small, is what I'm saying, y'all. All right, let's go. Raptors ref report. Let's go. It's opening night. Who do we got? Who are our refs for our first game of the night for the season? It is Mark Davis is our head ref. The head ref is going to be Mark Davis. Infamous Mark Davis stole a game from us years and years ago, like 10 years ago. Mark Davis single-handedly stole a win from the Raptors in Sacramento, and we have not let him let it down. But you know what? In years since, he's tried to show that he is a benevolent ref, that he is not biased against the Raptors in some sort of weird, unfair way, even though he was that night. In some ways, I've gained more trust in Mark Davis over the years. Mark Davis has been a nefarious rep for the Raptors. I'm not going to lie. He's not necessarily somebody we want to see, but I'll tell you this. I know about Mark's psychology in a bit. Mark's a cocky guy, but he is an accomplished guy. This man was in the Navy, and this guy is a military man. And in some ways, that's why he handles things the way he does. Is just like, don't come to me with that smack talk. Don't come to me with this bullshit. I am a no-nonsense referee, and I am running this show. And you need to respect Mark Davis when he is reffing the show, because he is that guy. 27th season for number 8, Mark Davis out of Chicago, Illinois. His favorite TV show is The Wire. He loves the movie Three Colors Pan-Africa. He loves to listen to John Coltrane. That is fantastic taste in music, Mark Davis. I got to give you some props for that. He likes the book Lonesome Dove. If you want to get this man some food to eat, give him some pancakes. This man is a pancake man. His favorite app is Cisco AnyConnect. He most like to visit Venice, and his bucket list is to fly a helicopter along the Chicago River. That's right. He's a Chicago guy all around in all kinds of ways. He was enshrined in the Illinois Basketball Coaches Association Hall of Fame in 2021. And in 2012, he was recognized by the Chicago Public League Coaches Association with an induction into the Chicago Public League Hall of Fame. He loves playing golf and playing pickleball. Now, this is the thing. Mark Davis, we have an exactly 500 record with him. Historically, we have won and lost the exact same amount of games with Mark Davis, 500 right down the middle. Meanwhile, the Cleveland Cavaliers win 49.5% of their games. So we have a slight advantage with the crew chief, Mark Davis, tonight. 500 to 495 is the split. It's very close, and we're just slightly above them. They have a losing record with him, just barely. So Mark Davis is technically in favor of the Raptors. The second ref tonight is Sean Wright, number 4. Number 4, hello. This is number 4. And he's in his 20th season out of New York, New York. Sean is favorite TV show is Law and Order. He likes the movie Love Jones. His favorite musician is Michael Jackson. He liked to read the book Crime and Punishment. His favorite meal is roasted chicken and veggies. His favorite app is his son's football team app, so he can follow what's going on with his son's football team. He'd most like to visit Greece. His bucket list is to fly a plane, and his hidden talent is chess. The man is a good chess player. Yeah, Sean Wright is actually a very good referee for the Raptors historically. At the collegiate level, Sean Wright officiated in the SEC, Colonial, Big South, Southern, Ohio Valley, Atlantic Sun, and Southwestern Athletic Conferences. He refereed the men's NCAA Division II tournament in 2004. Yeah, Sean Wright's not a bad ref for us. In fact, we have the best win percentage out of all. Oh, wait, no, not he does. We have the middle. He isn't actually the best ref. The last ref is the best ref. But just a sec. We win 56% of our games with Sean Wright, so that's a great winning percentage. 56%, but the Cavs have a higher win percentage with Sean Wright at 57.5. So the split is 56 to 58 for the Cavaliers with the second ref, Sean Wright of New York, New York. The third ref is a young ref named J.D. Rawls. J.D. Rawls has only been in the league for a year. He came in last year. He's from Baltimore, Maryland, just like our guy IQ. And his favorite TV show is Power. His favorite movie is The Forge. His favorite musician is Anthony Hamilton. His favorite book is Die with Zero. His favorite meal is shrimp pasta. He likes the app that is called the Bible. And he most like to visit the Maldives. And his hidden talent is he knows sign language, guys. That's actually probably a pretty good skill for a referee to know sign language, because honestly, if you need to get stuff across, I know they have the earpieces and can talk to each other with mics now, but before, it's kind of good to have the ability to communicate with your hands. And referees always have to do hand signals and stuff like that, so it makes sense. If you know sign language, that's a great skill. So yeah, JD Rawls is an interesting young ref. He enjoys traveling, visiting museums, reading, cooking, collecting sneakers, watching movies, listening to music, and playing sports. Yeah, he's a younger ref. He's only 22. Is that right? No, he's 32. 32. Sorry, he's 32. But he's only been reffing for 1 year in the NBA. Now he is the highest percentage for the Raptors. We've had 3 games reffed by him, and we've won 2 out of the 3. So we're 2-1 with JD Rawls in the history of him refereeing us so far. Meanwhile, the Cavs have only had him as a ref once, and he is 100% with them. So they won their only game with him. So it's 67%, 2 out of 3 versus 1 out of 1 with the Cavs. So he does technically favor with them, but they don't have a very good field of games to really judge this by, because JD is so young as only a 1-year ref. So there's your ref crew. I don't think it's a bad crew, guys. I want to say this right now. Mark Davis is no nonsense, just like Tony Brothers. If you really respect him and you play hard and you do things right, he will call it right for you. He doesn't want to screw anybody over tonight. I don't see that. In some ways, the NBA would like the Raptors to get a home opener win. Cleveland's sleeping. Cleveland is not playing up to its top notch, and we can beat them. They're not going to get in our way. I'm going to tell you that right now. Mark Davis, Sean Wright, JD Rawls is a great opening night referee crew for us. And I don't see a hit job coming. Seriously, I don't. So there you go. If I'm wrong, I'll talk about it tomorrow, and I'll tell y'all, well, Lex was totally wrong about that. But I don't see it. In some ways, like I said, Mark Davis continues to have to try and make amends for a very blatant ref hit job where he screwed us over for a loss in Sacramento. He solely, just individually by himself, screwed the Raptors out of a game with a really horrible call. And they called it out later and said he was wrong, but they couldn't do anything to go back and fix it. So in some ways, Mark Davis has a penance towards the Raptors to make it up and be as fair as possible for us. And that's what we want, Mark. That's all we want. We don't want handouts. We don't want you to bend over backwards just to kiss our ass. We want a fair game down the line. That's all we're asking, Mark Davis. And I respect you, man. In some ways, I've hated you in the past, but I've watched you very closely in recent years, and you're not the same guy that refereed against us in Sacramento. You're actually very much calling down the line. In some ways, like I've said, if somebody sasses Tony Brothers or Mark Davis, they're going to get their ire. So don't sass them. Scotty, don't complain to Mark tonight. Just go out there and do your business silently and kick some major ass, and then he will reward you with trips to the line. Just trust me on this. Seriously. You want to get in the favor of this. It's like we said on To The Point this week, Beyond, saying that if Scotty starts from the inside and works his way out, he can get fouls and foul shots. Get to the line, Scott, and start from down low. Go at those big men right away. Evan Mobley's weak, bro. Go down there and show him something down the post and kick his ass. They said he's like a defensive player of the year in the future. Bullshit. That motherfucker can't defend shit. And you go show him tonight, Scotty. You go out there and prove something to Evan Mobley that he ain't even the same class. And the arguments that Cleveland Cavaliers fans have made over the last year, nah, this guy's not on the same level as Mr. Barnes. No, he's not. There you go. There's your opener right there. The injuries. I'm not believing RJ's out. Seriously. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm crazy for saying I don't think RJ's going to sit. I think he's going to play. Maybe I'm crazy to keep saying that, but I really do feel like that's true. For some reason, I really do feel like that is true. We'll have to see. I'm probably going to be wrong, but who knows? If I am right, everybody's going to be like, damn, Raptor Streak was right. RJ did play tonight. Holy crap. So, yeah, and like I said, these matchups are very important. The small guards against the small guards, the bigs versus the bigs. Watch that. And, of course, X factors in between. X factors in between. We don't need to see no Karis LeVert show. We don't need to see any of that kind of crap. Georges Yang, yeah, I hope you're coming in out of shape, and coming in looking like a fat Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Yeah, just like you do sometimes. Yang, I hope your waistline is just as crazy and stupid as it was last year. Yeah, that's what I want to see. Yeah, all right, let's start with the chat, y'all, and see what y'all are saying on the first game of the season. Raptors playing the Cavs tonight. You got your ref report, Mark Davis, Sean Wright, and JD Rawls. That's right. Trevor saying it's during the worst storms of your life that you will get to see the true colors of the people who say they care about you. Yeah, it's crazy. Y'all check out the Kensington Variety VIP Club. It's in the videos on this channel, and there's a video that comes out this morning, and you watch it. It's celebrating what happened yesterday 5 years ago. Was we put up our championship banner in Scotiabank Arena, and we gave the hot butter popcorn rings, the championship rings, to our championship team in 2019 on October the 22nd, 5 years ago. And I'm reacting to it on the show. And actually, I'm talking about something what Trevor's talking about here, how people were just not dependable in my life at the time. And I had to lament that it's tough when you count on people and they let you down. And, that's happened recently. There's somebody who's let me down very big on this channel. And listen, I don't know what you want from me, bro. I think you think I'm somebody else than you think I am, Tom Duke. And I'm just going to say that. Seriously, I cannot depend on Tom. Tom has cut out on me 2 or 3 times now. And honestly, he's been a big help. He's done so much for this channel to help me. But if I can't depend on him, fuck him. I don't need him around me is what I'll say. I want people that are dependable through and through, ride or die with me. And if somebody's going to be flaky and take off like that, I apologize to him. I bend over backwards. I'll kiss your ass, Tom, but that's not good enough for you. Fuck off then, is what I say to Tom Duke. So that's just how it is, y'all. Seriously, I can apologize to him. I can tell him, yeah, if I said something out of pocket that was personal to you that pissed you off, I said that to him. It wasn't good enough. So I'm sorry. One person cuts out on me one time. He did that last year. He does it a second time. Fool me once, fool me twice. Fuck you. I'm not going to try and kiss your ass and bring you back, Tom. So that's what y'all need to know about that situation. And that's exactly what Trevor's talking about right here and what I was talking about 5 years ago. I would collaborate with people on shows downtown, and they would let me down. So I decided to work on my own. And that's part of the reason why I do this channel mostly independent. I do appreciate the people who help me with it, though, is what I'll say about all that right there. Trevor's saying Celtics ring New York's bell last night. On ring night, and the Lakers beat the Timberwolves. The broadcast crew said Toronto did the same thing to them last season, got the jump on them. Well, there were very interesting things about both the games in the NBA opening night. I'll say, yeah, last night. Well, I think that the Minnesota Timberwolves and the New York Knicks have both lost that trade with Cat, and it's just stupid. You guys have ruined your teams. You guys had 2 good playoff teams last year, and now you guys are going to be weird and middling. Watch. Seriously, New York, you're in trouble. Seriously, you're in trouble. Y'all can say, oh, we haven't figured it out. Nah, y'all are in trouble. The DNA of your team is very different than the last year when you had the winning formula. And y'all already realize it. Y'all fucked up. You had it right. I told y'all when you did the Mikal Bridges trade this summer that you fucked up when you did that. Now all y'all hate Mikal Bridges all of a sudden. And you're saying, oh, he changed his shot and he looks stupid. And he's not the same. Y'all had the right formula, Knicks. You idiots. And you made this deal. You really, really got greedy. And now you get what you get. And you get to be back to where you were instead of being one of the top Eastern Conference teams. I have no faith in them this year. I really don't. Orrin Weisfeld making a hot take saying the Knicks are going to win the championship. Bullshit, they are. They are not. And it's too bad because, honestly, I was hoping y'all would be more of a competitor. We'll have to see as the season goes on. Cat is soft. Mikal Bridges is washed in some ways. He's been ruined by Brooklyn. And y'all were stupid to let Hartenstein. And listen, Randall does not want to be in the Timberwolves. This is on Jordan Bolton's Twitter right now. Jordan Bolton, best friend of Gary Trent, a big-time Timberwolves fan, is saying Randall don't want to be here. I can tell that. Yeah. So it's like, what a waste of a dumbass trade. Cat for Randall. Yeah, it's not going to work out for either team. In some ways, the Timberwolves losing to the Lakers last night is embarrassing. Y'all didn't need to lose to that. Of course, the referees showing up for Braun and Bronny show and making JJ Redick get his first win as a coach. That's probably part of it too. Ref manipulation to help the Lakers beat the Timberwolves, but the Timberwolves were missing something. And it wasn't just that cat. They're missing something, and it looks really scary. So, oh, man, I would not be happy if I was a Timberwolves or a Knicks fan this morning because it looks like y'all fucked up this offseason. I'm going to say that right now. Yeah. Celtics shooting so many threes last night and making so many threes, trying to break the record. They couldn't do it, though. It's hilarious. Trevor's got our lineup on blast. I love it. Sent Cleveland back home with a big L tonight. That's right. That's what I want. Let's give the home crowd what they want. Let's do it right. If we work hard and do what our theme for this year is, we can steal a lot of games this year. I really believe that. These guys aren't coming out there to waste their damn time. IQ likes to win. And in some ways, they're going to bring it to them. Whether it's Scotty bringing it to them with force, coming down the lane like a freight train looking for a pass, or taking it himself. Whether it's IQ, who said yesterday he's got the green light to shoot as much as he wants. The media asked IQ, they said, how many threes per game are you allowed to take with Darko? He said, man, he starts smiling. He's like, Darko wants me to be as aggressive as possible. So I have the green light to do whatever the fuck I want. There you go. That's what I'm saying right now. And this is the thing. The Raptors are coming with energy and connection early in the season, and that is going to scare and throw a lot of people off balance. In fact, that is the philosophy that they successfully did in the last two preseason games against Boston and Brooklyn to get those wins, was putting them on their heels, being aggressive on both ends of the floor, offense and defense. And I expect to see that more tonight. If the Cavs come out casual like they did in preseason, going 0-4, they're going to get their ass beat tonight. I'm saying that right now. Yeah. Nako's saying somebody check on Milbester because OG and the Knicks were bad. Yeah. Nako knows because he has OG on his fantasy team. And he saw how OG's stat line went. Man, I'm telling y'all, New York, you fucked up when you let Hartenstein leave. Y'all should have kept him your priority this offseason. You got all weird with your Villanova Wildcat Pokemon collecting. That you fucked up. You fucked up when you did that. And the picks for Mikal Bridges are going to haunt you. Just like the Clippers are haunted by the SGA trade years and years later. Yeah, they're so stupid. New York, why are you trying to do too much, man? Seriously, when if it ain't broke, don't fix it, is what my philosophy is. And y'all weren't broke at the end of the season. Now y'all are. And I don't know why you guys did all that shit. It's really stupid. In fact, I thought the Cat trade was good, but no, I think about it, he has made you guys not a good rebounding team. You guys are going to be a bad rebounding team this year when you were one of the top rebounding teams last year in New York. Milbester, where are you? Let's go talk to Milbester today. I want to see if he's here. Trevor's saying the Celtics attempted 61 threes and made 29 and missed 13 trying to break the record. Yeah, they were really trying at the end to break that 29 record with the Milwaukee Bucks as a team, and they couldn't make their last 13 attempts. So they were really hot at the beginning, and then, boy, they couldn't make the deal done. In some ways, yesterday was such an annoying opening season games because it's like there were two annoying things. 18th banner going up for Celtics and them celebrating and feeling so badass, taking apart Knicks team that just is messed up now. And then the Braun and Bronny show and all the filleting of that stupid ass shit. Bronny coming out and getting 3 minutes and going 0 for the game. But still, they had their moment. The Griffies were there. And history was made in the NBA. Who cares? Who cares? Last night, the reason why the Lakers won was Anthony Davis. And he dominated that game against Gobert. And I don't understand that. Rudy Gobert, you should be better than this. You should be containing. You're supposed to be a defensive player of the year, and you can't control your counterpart, Davis. How the hell you let that happen? So, yeah, weird night. I think the script writing was in full effect for the Lakers last night. The NBA wasn't having any other way. Braun and Bronny debut together. The Lakers have to win. I don't know if they manipulated exactly, but I'm sure that that's the outcome in the side of things they wanted to see last night. Yeah, and Julius Randle don't look like he's happy in Minnesota. Let's just put it that way. He don't look like he's happy there at all. We could see him get moved again this year. Watch. Seriously. Smooth's here. Here, let's see what Smooth is saying. Good morning to Smooth, the classic card Ahmad Rashad. Didn't watch much of either game last night. Did Bronny do well? No. No, he played for 3 minutes. They basically put him in the second quarter, just got it over and done with. And then he didn't see for the rest of the game. He didn't get any stats. He didn't do jack shit. He didn't do jack shit. It's all publicity stunt. It's a nepotism stunt. It's just some bullshit. Honestly, that's what happened. Is what happened there. Yeah. Trevor's saying Bronny get to come in the game with his dad, but 0 points. Yeah, they just made a big deal out of it. In fact, Bron did a little clip where he put Cheerios or Fruit Loops in his car before he left. Serge Ibaka commenting on it, said, "This is cool. This is fun." They're going to the game, and LeBron's like dumping cereal in Bronny's car. And he's like smiling like a little trickster and hiding behind it. Ha ha ha. And he's dumping it in there. And Bronny comes out and he opens the door and the cereal falls out. And LeBron says from his car leaving, he's like, "Don't be late to practice, rookie." This is so stupid. And apparently at the post-game conference after the game last night, LeBron and Bronny were like laughing. It's like, yeah, he didn't have to worry about that because he has so many cars. He just drove a different one. It's like, you guys are so cheesy. Don't you understand how hateable you guys are unless you're a Laker fan? Seriously, you guys are so hateable. There's so many people in this league. Some people are saying, "Oh, it's so cool. What a dream." All this kind of stuff. This is so manufactured, inauthentic, and artificial. Seriously, this is so artificial. And it's just like, it's just bullshit, honestly. Bronny should not have ever been in the NBA. Seriously, I'm going to say that over and over again. Smooth saying, "Well, that was expected. I'm sure that everyone was worshiping at the LeBron altar." Yeah, there was a lot of that last night. Well, now that you've got it out of the way, can we stop talking about Bronny and just let him be like a end of the bench warmer for the Lakers for the rest of the year? No, we're probably going to hear about his fucking ass every single day for the rest of the year. Seriously, I could see that. Seriously, Nako's saying, "I heard Bronny almost made a three." Almost made a three. That's right. Almost made a three. Trevor's laughing. Cowboys here. Good morning, Lex and Raptor Freaks. Laughing at Smooth. Let's go, Raptors. Let's get that first win. That's right. That's right. I feel real good about it. The refs aren't bad. We're at home. We've been together for months. Our team is high with likability with each other and connection. And yeah, in some ways, this is what Darko said about the Raptors yesterday. He is 100% sure that this team is connected and that they have empathy for each other, that they root for each other. They want each other to be the best versions of each other can be, because they all know collectively they will do things together and be successful together. That's badass. In some ways, RJ and IQ echoing this in their practice interviews yesterday, saying, "This is the most I've spent with my teammates in the offseason in my entire career." In some ways, that's not a shot at the Knicks. In some ways, getting the Knicks together like this in the offseason, I don't think that should ever happen unless you went to Villanova. Nah, in some ways, that's pretty cool. The RJ and Emmanuel feel like, yeah, it was very cool to be around our teammates all summer long, and it didn't feel weird or anything. It was great, and we really did bond and do a lot of stuff together. That's awesome. It's so good. So good. So we're saying that 30 anniversary video is pure fire, man. They'll show it tonight at the game, before the game. I'm sure they'll do it in the pregame show tonight. And it has been announced that Vince Carter will be calling the game tonight with Matt Devlin and Alvin Williams. So that's going to be awesome. In some ways, the fun of having Alvin with his old teammate Vince in the broadcast booth is going to be a lot of fun. Matt Devlin's hyped for it too. And yeah, we're going full purple right away. That's why I'm wearing the Keon Clark purple front black back jersey from that era. That's right. This is an authentic one. You can see it on the shoulder. This is the line here. It's not like down here over there. That's right. This is an old school one, original one from circa 2000. Yeah. So let's see. Nako's saying, "Let's go, Raptors." Boom, boom, clap, clap, clap. Hoping for a Jacoby sighting. Well, he'll be there. He'll be wearing street clothes, though. Yeah, we'll see. Jacoby was in practice yesterday, and they showed some footage of him shooting with Grady, and both of them were bombing threes, like real easy. So there's some good signs that Jacoby's coming along and progressing pretty good. And I love seeing his form and him shooting with Grady and trading tips on how to shoot threes. That's not a bad thing to do. It's the other thing we got to keep talking about with our team is there's skilled guys that have skills in certain areas already, like Davion Mitchell with his point of attack defense, like Grady Dick with his excellent three-point shooting. And they're sharing this stuff back and forth. IQ will get better as a defender because of Davion. And Jacoby will get better as a shooter because of Grady. So, things like Jakob. Jakob will teach people like Shamshay and Mobo how to guard down low better too. So there's a lot of learning. There's not very much proprietary kind of like, "No, Rook, I'm not going to teach you nothing because I'm an old salty vet and I'm worried about keeping my spot on the team. Historically, the NBA has been like that. You'd be lucky to have a couple of vets that take you under your wing and show you the ropes. And this team's not like that. It's very giving and sharing and with everything. And it starts from Garrett Temple at the top of the age all the way down to our young Grady Dick as a 20-year-old teaching the younger Jacoby Walter. So yeah, this is fantastic, and it starts with Scott, and he's in the center, and he is all about it too. It's so awesome. There you go. Cowboys saying, I'm not gonna lie, I watched maybe 10 minutes of the Lakers game just to part of history. Bronny was wide open. Oh well, fuck the Lakers. Let's go Raptors. That's right. In some ways, look, it's gonna be a sideshow. It's gonna be a distraction. Y'all got your first win. In some ways, you wanted to start the season with a win for JJ Redick in his very first coaching victory ever. Well, we'll see how that record goes by the end of the season. In some ways, look, it was nice when Darko got his rookie win last year against Minnesota in the beginning of the games last year. And they saying, oh, it's the same thing. The Lakers and their rookie, maybe the Timberwolves are just a good foil for a rookie head coach to get their first win against, like they did last year with the Raptors and the Timberwolves. Well, the Lakers and the Timberwolves this year. And the announcers even admitted that this is just like last year when the Raptors beat us with a rookie head coach named Rajakovic. Yeah, I have less faith in JJ Redick. Although JJ Redick was doing some crazy ass plays in that game in certain ways. Now they're coming out with a new version of his podcast called The Young Man in the Three, and they have a new episode out hosted by Tyrese Halliburton with a guest that was President Barack Obama. So they're still going to continue to do that show. They've renamed it Young Man in the Three, and since the old man's coaching in the Lakers now. So yeah, and they're saying they're going to have a rotation of guest hosts, younger players in the league that are going to come out and do stuff with this, like Tyrese Halliburton. So expect different people. Who knows? Maybe not Scotty. Scotty won't do it, but Grady. I could see Grady hosting a Young Man in the Three episode at some point. If any of the Raptors are going to do it, I'll bet you Grady will, because he's kind of already done those kind of things already. Bryce is here. Good morning, Lex and Raptor Freaks. Good morning to you, Bryce Lawson, our Raptor Freak, holding it down in the Bluegrass State. We love you, Bryce. I hope you're having a great day. We got Paul B checking in from the great state of Wisconsin, another Raptor Freak stateside, holding it down in the States for us. That's right. Let's go, Raptors. Statement win tonight. That's right, Paul B. I love that, man. I'm all about that. Yeah, I'm excited. Tonight's going to be fun. It's game day, baby. The season's starting. Let's go to the game, Monique Lawrence. Let's get down there, Mo, and bring those vibes. That's right. Yep. Trevor's saying, I watched Lex and Brian. What an awesome show. Brian is true Trini. Hard to find his channel, but I did. Yeah, he's funny. His grudge with Drake is silly. He's like always saying, I'm not a Raptors fan because of Drake. He says as soon as they get rid of Drake, then he'll be a fan of the Raptors again. But he hates Drake so much that he will not support the Raptors while he's still our brand ambassador. I keep forgetting that when I get on there. Like, I was shocked when Brian said that. He's like, I'm the one person on this panel who's not a Raptors fan. And he thinks that they're going to win more than any of us thought. He's like, they're going to be above 500. I was like, Brian, you're hilarious, man. But that was a fantastic episode. I rewatched it yesterday, and it was fun. It was a lot of fun. You saw how passionate I got, and I was really big up in this guy, number 4 for us on that channel. And I had some very good points, didn't I, Trevor? Yeah, it was good stuff. Trevor, I'm glad you checked out To The Point. Check out his season preview featuring the Raptors Freak and Beyond and Coach Roach. That's right. That was a great panel. Those guys are awesome. You can tell those guys really know basketball. They really, really know basketball. And man, I felt like I fit in there. Okay. All right. Cowboys saying, yeah, it was fire. Brian's channel is so hard to find. Change the name, bro, to Trini Raptor TTR. I like that. That's pretty good. Yeah, he's so silly, man. Sometimes he's controversial. Sometimes he gets in his feelings. But that's just Brian, man. I've been doing this show for about 3 or 4 years now, and he's just always been that way. I think this has been like my 5th appearance on his show. If you go back in his archive, you can find me on old shows. And one of them, I basically cussed out his old co-host because he was such a hater on the Raptors, and he was so pro Celtics at that time. I was like, are you even a Raptors fan, bro? You seem like you're a Boston fan more, Skip. And yeah, I kind of went off on Skip way back in some ways, but Brian doesn't work with him anymore, really. Tobias is here. Good to see Tobias Frost. Hey, Ivan. Hey, Lexi, I missed the live stream yesterday. I'm curious if you can review my team. You know what? Why not? We've got some time today. Let's go ahead and do that. We're going to go look at Tobias Frost's team. I believe you're the Boom Busters. That's right. Isn't that right? Yeah, Boom Busters. All right, let's see. He's got Dame Lillard. He's got Steph Curry. He's got our guy, Fred VanVleet. I love that. I love Freddie so much. I like that. You got Chris Boucher as your Raptor. That's very, very cool, too. Andrew Wiggins, another Canadian. Tim Hardaway Jr., Steven Adams. I'm hearing some good things about Steven Adams out of Houston preseason. He's bonding with Reed Shepherd, that him and Reed Shepherd have become very fast friends, and that Fred is very happy to have a big man kind of counterpart of him on the Rockets this year to kind of handle being the veteran big man for people like Jabari Smith and other bigs on that team. Yeah, Steven Adams, healthy for the Rockets, could be a big, huge factor in some ways. He is a force, and he's very strong. Yusuf Nurkic, that's a good player. I like him as a center. Phoenix is going to be interesting this year. Derek Jones Jr., okay. Russell Westbrook on the Nuggets now. Kuzma, DiVincenzo, Jordan Poole, and you got Anthony Davis. Wow, you've got some really good big men. You've even got Hartenstein on your injury reserve. You were the one who stole Harrison Barnes from me. I was going to get Harrison Barnes late because in the draft, he was like, this starter is just sitting here, and this is so late in the draft. He's going to get starter minutes and starter stats, and nobody's picking up Harrison Barnes. So that was a very good pick when you snuck him because you got him right before I was going to get him. You know, some of your players are very talented. You've got a lot of good scorers on here. I will worry about your field goal percentage, though, because honestly, you've got a lot of guys that are going to be high volume that don't shoot very well as far as high volume shooting. But overall, I think your team's got very good quality big men, and I love Freddie and Chris. So your team's very likable, Ivan. That's what I'll say about your team. That's what I say about it. Yeah. Carlos saying, morning, Lex and fellow freaks. Heading to Santino's checkup. Happy game day. Well, I'm glad everything went well with the hearing test and whatever checkup and next test is. We hope that Santino, the newest Raptor freak, is going to come out with flying colors and pass everything that he's got coming up. That's right, Carlo. We're wishing all the best in health for your youngster there. Yeah, that's right. Nako's saying, I watched till half for the Knicks. You watched till half and you couldn't take it anymore. Yeah, the 3-point barrage of the Celtics was merciless, and they couldn't miss nothing. That's what Terrence Ross said on Twitter last night. Man, the Celtics can't miss, is what Terrence Ross was saying. Yeah, I mean, I didn't watch any of the games last night. I didn't check in to see Bron and Bronny historic moment. I don't care about any of that. And yeah, I'm not going to watch the Celtics and the Knicks in any kind of way. I mean, I look at the box scores and I've seen a little bit of the highlights, but otherwise I'm just like, yeah, I don't have time for this. It's Raptors basketball time. And that's tonight, 7:30, Scotiabank Arena. That's right. Let's go. Let's go. Tobias is saying, oh, Monique's here. Good morning, Raptor Free crew. Go Raptors. I'm so happy. Love the setup. Happy game day. Yeah, you like my new wall, Mo? Yeah, I got old Purple Fever finger from the arena way back. You used to inflate it, and you could have it on your hand. That's a towel, that towel there with the Raptor symbol. There's a clapper with the We the North. There's the old reserve parking sign. And that thing behind my head is actually a pillowcase. It's a Raptors pillowcase with the Raptors logo on it. Yeah, so I spruced things up a little bit for the season opener, so the studio had more on the wall, and it looks more like, storied and full of history in there. Even my championship ring case is open up there too. Yeah. Tobias is saying, I had a good start, but it's only one night. And good morning, Raptor Freaks. Yeah, you can't really go by anything last night. There were only 2 games. Very few players played. But yeah, you can look at how the scoring's going. Now, I want to ask you guys real quick, and I think I'm going to do a poll right now, guys. I want to know if you guys want to change the scoring just slightly. I can tweak it still right now, and I'm thinking about putting points in. Should Lex, okay, I'll write it in correctly. Should Lex add the scoring category, the points category, after all? I would take out the field goal percentage and put in points instead. Do you guys think I should do it or not? Here, I'm going to start the poll. Even if you're not in the league, you can go ahead and vote in this. Just to let me know what you guys think with this, and we'll see what you guys say. Because I know it's weird looking at the fantasy stats and not looking for points. It's kind of weird. It seems kind of empty. So I know David and Peter are going to get so mad at me if this happens. But I don't care. In some ways, you draft who you get. And if you're really that crazy specific that you're that mad at me because I changed the stat category afterwards, in some ways I'm a work in progress, and I don't know if it's exactly working without the points involved. So you guys vote on whether I should add points in for field goal percentage. I'll just make that minor switch, And it'll adjust everything from last night automatically. So it'll do that because in some ways it's weird because I think that it's not exactly right. I don't think it's exactly right. And I think if I put the points in, it might be right. So we'll see. All right, let me see what else you guys are saying. Lots of people in the chat. You guys filled it up. I love seeing that. I love seeing that so much. All right, let's keep going in the chat. Cowboys saying Santino getting his first shots. Let's go. That's right. Let's go to the game tonight. Trevor saying Joel and Paul George might be off for a week. What a joke. Well, Joel's definitely not coming to Toronto on Friday. And that is really music to my ears. Now, Paul George is not playing tonight for the Sixers in their season opener, but it's speculated he may be here in Toronto for the game on Friday. So we'll see. We'll play it by ear. This is the channel to watch to get your latest update on what's going to happen, but we can't get ahead of ourselves. It's like Darko's saying this week. We're only tunnel vision on what's right in front of us. You think that Raptors and Darko Rajakovic are worried about the Sixers right now? No, they're worried about the Cavaliers, and they got to take care of them tonight, everything in its right order. And I will go look at them on Thursday to get ready for the game for Friday. And we'll see where Paul George is as far as things. But Embiid's already not going to be playing on Friday night, and this bodes well. In some ways, the Sixers have had some difficulties in preseason in different ways. They haven't been totally healthy. And also, they've been putting out a lot of B teams. And Nick Nurse holding his cards to his chest like he has in the past, where he's playing a lot of Jeff Doughton-centered teams with his two-way Jeff Doughton Jr. So I don't know. We'll have to see. I'll do the research correctly, and I'll have the best kind of preview for you guys on Friday morning with the latest news about the Sixers injuries. Yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see what's up. I know Joel's not going to be here on Friday for sure already. Cowboys saying, hoping the Raptors come out strong and keep a good lead so we can watch Prince Shamshay get his first NBA bucket. Let's go Raptors, win by 13. I love that. If we could beat them by 13, beat them by a lot, we'd have to beat them by more if we're going to see Shamshay, though. I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to have to be up by 20 or down by 20 if we're going to see Shamshay. I don't think we'll see him otherwise. And it'd be fun if he got in there right away, just like Bronny, and he actually scored points, unlike Bronny. That would be fun. Fiercey's here. Good morning, fam, and happy game day. Happy game day to you, MJ. One of my favorite Raptor freaks. MJ is just the best. Fiercey, you are awesome. And it's here. It's Raptors season. We did it. This long, arduous offseason is over. And we did it. Raptors freaks, we got through the season, and the streak is intact. 3 years straight of this channel being streamed every single morning. Yeah, we did it. And now the season's here. It's much easier for me to do content at this point. Much easier. Tobias saying Scotty will get a double-double tonight. You know, let's go a little further, Ivan. How about we say he's going to get a triple-double? Yeah, why not? Some people have speculated maybe Scott could average near a triple-double this season if things are in the right way. I think Scotty's going to get more triple-doubles this year than he did in any time in his career. I'm serious. I think that he's going to get triple-doubles. He's not the only one who's going to be flirting with triple-doubles on this team, too. Emmanuel quickly will be also. So both those guys, those two in particular, I think they're going to be prime candidates for getting a triple-double on any given night. So don't even worry about the double-double. Maybe Jakob gets the double-double and Scotty gets the triple-double. Blackhawks here. Good to see Neil. Man, Celtics stomped Knicks in Boston, like how the Celtics stomped us in Boston, but we fought back. Yeah, I mean, whatever. I mean, it's the opening game. In some ways, they put the banners up and they got the rings. They got to win. They don't want to look bad on that. That was something that happened with us 5 years ago when we won the championship. We won our opening game, and that was a cherry on top. We could go in there and get our banner raised in 2019, yesterday, 5 years ago, and then we go and win the game. A lot of teams don't want to lose on a championship banner night. It doesn't look good. So in some ways, the Celtics came out with a purpose, and they executed. Boy, did they execute, making so many threes. It'll be interesting. In some ways, the Celtics are not as good as everybody thinks they are, though. I'm going to say that right now. I really do not think they're as good as everybody thinks. Blackhawks saying, man, oh, yeah, I read that one. Cowboys saying, that's great news. We're playing Philly on Friday. We're going to go 4-0 to start the season. You know, I will say this. Listen, this is not totally out of the picture, Cowboy. We win tonight. We take them day by day. Philly's the tough one. But then a back-to-back where we go to Minnesota on Saturday night, and Julius Randle is not fitting in there, and Gobert is not stepping up, and the Timberwolves are weak. As of last night, we saw it. The Lakers can beat the Timberwolves. We can beat the Timberwolves. So I'm feeling way better about the Philadelphia Minnesota back-to-back. We got Friday and Saturday this weekend, and then the next game is the Charlotte Hornets. So I can't get behind. I can get behind this, Cowboy, that a 4-0 start is not out of the realm of possibility, and it may shock a lot of people around the media, the USA, the NBA, and our own fans even. Seriously, Nako's saying, I'm impressed that the Celtics can hit that many threes. Don't know if it's super entertaining, though. I mean, it's entertaining for Celtics fans. But yeah, I'm with you on this. That's part of the reason why I've never liked Steph Curry's 3-point NBA. I like the battles. I like, you know what? I really enjoy post moves. I really enjoy big men showing something down low with a little baby hook or a little nudge, a bump, and making room and going up strong and putting it in near the basket. I also much rather enjoy team game where there's passing and there's flow, there's cutting, and there's people hitting each other with teamwork. That's what Darko said yesterday. He said this, and this is something I think the NBA forgets sometimes in the last 15 years of Kevin Durant and LeBron James. This is a team sport. This is a team sport. And these guys better be playing like a team, because if you're not playing like a team, well, you ain't doing it right. And that's what I'm saying. There may have been teams in the last 15 years of the NBA that could get away with superstars carrying them in isolation ways and stuff like that. But the teams that win are the teams that are more FIBA, teams that play as a team, teams that play in cohesion, teams that play in syncopation. And that is the stuff that Darko is building here in Toronto. And that's what I'm saying. It's a team sport. Never forget that, NBA, even if you want to go individual and superstar and all that kind of bullshit. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, Cool Cat's here. Good morning, Rapid Free crew. Game day. She's going. She'll be there. I see the refs allowed a lot of physical play last night. Looks like they want to get closer to FIBA-style play. I love it. Maybe Adam Silver went to Paris, France, into the Olympics this summer, and he saw and he heard the noise on social media. Man, FIBA game's so much better with the physicality and then let them play and more team play. I mean, listen. This is the NBA is a copycat league, and the commissioner could be a copycat of things that are working in basketball world around the world also. I love this. This is a great first step. I'm with this. In some ways, this has Joe Dumars' fingerprints all over it, because Joe Dumars was a bad boy, and he was a physical defender. And in some ways, that's the way they used to play. And I've heard Joe Dumars in the last year speaking in interviews saying he wishes that things were a little bit more physical like they used to when he was playing. So, well, we're getting our wishes, Joe, you and me, because I'm all about this. I think that in some ways a physical style of play in this league, it benefits the Raptors because we're young, we have a lot of energy, and we're not afraid to mix it up. And in some ways, we got guys that are ready to take it to people. And that's what I'm all about that. So, Cool Cat, have a great time of the game tonight and go down there and help us get that win. Bring those vibes just like Monique when you go to the game tonight, and get your 30th anniversary shirt while you're at it too. That's right. Tobias saying, who is Team Canada again in basketball? That's Nako the Nacho. Nako the Nacho is Team Canada, just so you know, Tobias. Cowboys saying, I know sign language too. Finger salute the Celtics. There you go. You want to dunk. There you go, Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's right, Cowboy. I just got you DTA. Don't trust anybody. 316. Stone Cold Steve Austin. This shit. You're 174. You got a 10-pointer for that. I love that. He knows sign language too. And that's for Joe Mazzulla right there. So good, Bradley. That is so good. I love that comment so much. Blackhawks saying, when your shots are uncontested, you get more threes. Yeah, I don't know. Was the Knicks lazy? Were the Knicks not connected? Were the Knicks too busy making roommates podcasts and joking around with each other or having fake WWE fights with their former friend, Dante DiVincenzo? What the fuck are you doing, Knicks? In some ways, OJ's just OG. OG's going to show up and say, OG, why do you wear the number 8, OG? I like the number. Is there any reason why? Oh, Kobe wore it. Yeah, I like 8 because Kobe wore it. Yeah. Yeah, OG's wearing 8 in New York, not 3. And it's weird. OG for 3. You can't say that, Knicks fans. OG for 3, number 8. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird that OG wears 8 in New York. It's weird. It's weird. But yeah, OG, we love you, man. And I'm sorry you had a stinker last night, but I'm not sorry because you play for the Knicks. That's kind of how it goes. Yeah, it's just how it goes. Nako saying, Tobias, I'm Team Canada. Oh, Canada. Tobias, Nako is Canada. Kaz is saying, good morning, Lex and fam. Good morning to Kaz on the road. Look, the trucks are out. They're on the road. Today is a day to work. That's right. Get out there and get to work, Raptors. It's time to hit that bell, Fred Flintstone, and get to work in the quarry from Mr. Slate. Get down there, Scotty, and put that in that work. Scotty was a pirate for the Halloween costume party this weekend. He said he was a pirate. They were talking a little bit about it. We'll get the open gym at some point. And Jakob was Luigi. Who was Mario then? You just were Luigi? Seriously, Jakob? You're just like a big, tall Luigi from Super Mario Brothers? It's kind of interesting, some of the details coming out about the Raptors Halloween party at Casa Loma, the annual party. Yeah, somebody was Darth Maul, and they had the best costume. But Darko didn't know who Darth Maul was. He's like, I don't know who this person is. And Jakob was making fun of him. He's kind of like, well, I guess they don't have Star Wars in Serbia. Yeah, very interesting stuff. I can't wait to see the footage on Open Gym, which we usually do get. That Halloween costume party. Maybe not, maybe, hopefully. Scotty was a pirate. Arr, yar, yar. I was at 10-4. Roger that. That's right. Tobias saying good luck versus me this week, Nako. It's my first time playing fantasy basketball. We'll just have fun, Ivan, and pay attention. Let's see how this is saying. You guys do want the points. It looks like 90 to 1, 10, 90 to 10% that I should add the points category after all. Okay, I won't end it yet, but we will have, we'll let it stay open for a little bit. I appreciate everybody voting on this. And yeah, we'll make that change today, even after one game last night. Because it's a democratic decision. And in some ways I was thinking, man, this is not exactly right, is it? No, it's not right. Cool Cat saying, I hope we don't see a lot of 3 attempts and it's clunkier all game. That's not the style of ball I want to see. Well, like I was echoing once again from Beyond, guy who was on the 2-to-point episode with me, Beyond kept saying, Scotty, be smart, just work his way inside out. And that's true. Like if Scott comes out, he's just taking threes right away. That's not what we want to see. Scotty, establish your offensive game down low by taking it to a mismatch. And it depends on who you get as a mismatch. If they try and put somebody like Mitchell on you, Donovan, go ahead and beat up the little baby in the post. That's what I'm saying. Read your matchup. If they try and put a slower Jared Allen on you, go around him and take him to the hoop. That's what I'm just saying, man. Play cerebrally. Play to the mismatch. And work your way inside to the out, and that'll be better. In some ways, you build that confidence of making shots. I don't like guys coming in and trying to make a 3 to make the first shot. I mean, Grady can do it because he's just like that. But for the most part, the best shots at the beginning of the game to open the can, a whoop ass on the Cleveland Cavaliers, is a Jakob low post shot or a Scotty Barnes down low midi to next to the basket. That's what I'd say right there. So start inside and take them apart, and then outside shots will be easier later. I'm totally on board with that philosophy right there. Totally on board with that. Yeah, Nako's saying good luck, man. You're doing good. AD had a game by the looks of it. Yeah, you guys, this is just a taste. There's so much to go. And if I'll change this change, and David and Peter will go crazy. They'll probably be mad at me, but whatever. It's going to be the same for everybody. It's not like it's an unfair thing. If you're really drafting that way, come on, man. Peter, come on. You weren't really drafting with that in mind. Come on, man. Let's see. Tobias saying thank you as well. There you go. Good sportsmanship. I like to see that. Cowboy saying, can you check out Tobias's team? Uncle St. David is kicking my ass already in fantasy. I did look at Tobias's team. I did look at him. That was the team I just looked at. The Boom Busters. Cool Cat saying Bridges will affect OG's game. They will get in each other's way. Yeah. I thought this immediately when they made the trade. I'm like, well, why did you get OG then? Why are you signing OG this contract if you're bringing in Mikal Bridges? They're the same player, you dumbasses. You're sacrificing your big power forward rebounders for another 3 that is a multi-dimensional, somewhat defense offensive guy like OG and Mikal. They're very much similar. And I think Cool Cat's right. They're going to step on each other's toes and muddle the situation. If there's anything we learned from the years of Nick Nurse after the championship, is having a bunch of guys that play the same position on your team in the middle is not a good look. And in some ways, Nick, that's what you did with this stupid ass move of getting Bridges. Y'all got too greedy. You should have left him in Brooklyn. You should have kept the guys in the picks that you had. You really screwed up this year. Seriously, Knicks. I don't see how y'all could be happy about the season. You guys are going to have a long season because y'all screwed up. Seriously. Nago saying Dante shouldn't be shooting that bad. I'm not a fan of Mikal's form. Yeah, I don't know what happened with DiVincenzo last night in the Minnesota game. Once again, it is true. There's new faces and new places. There's an adaptation that needs to be taking place over time. Julius Randle may fit in Minnesota more, and Dante also over time. And maybe Cat will look better with the Knicks also, but it's going to take some time. I don't know. That's what Knicks fans are telling themselves this morning. But who knows? There's no guarantees. And in some ways, y'all had guaranteed winning last year. And you screwed it up this offseason. I'll keep saying it. Tobias saying clean sweep. Ernest reference last night. Ernest reference. You talking about Ernest goes to camp? Clean sweep. Clean sweep. Okay. You know what I mean, Vern? Yeah, I don't know what you mean exactly, Tobias, but I love Ernest P. Worrell, if that is who you're talking about. Cool Cat said Wolves missing Cat's 3-point shooting to help space the floor, and the Twin Towers for the Wolves are missing. Yeah, I'm not sure Chris Finch feels like his team has improved from this trade of Cat going away. I told them it's like, if you're going to keep a center, keep Cat and get rid of Gobert. Seriously, Gobert is a waste. And in some ways, they would have been better off keeping Cat around that team than keeping Gobert. They screwed up. And I think Cool Cat's exactly right that the 3-point shooting of Cat was fitting on that team, and they're used to it. Now it's out, gone. And New York doesn't know what to do with Cat and his 3-point shooting yet. They're not going to have any rebounding. Watch. Blackhawks saying Lakers won fair because Wolves are off. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that in some ways, you're probably right that that JJ Redick and the Lakers were just really wanting to get it. I mean, Anthony Davis was the big reason why they won. And I don't know. Timberwolves are lost. Timberwolves are trying to get their shit together. So that's probably true. I didn't watch the game, but Adam Silver's not unhappy with the outcome. It's a better look if Bron and Bronny are winning in their first debut together in some ways. Stargate saying, good morning, Raptor Freak family. At Lex, saw you on Brian's show. You were great, but you seem to be unfamiliar with that individual beyond. This guy's always on Spaces, and he consistently hates on Darko in the front office. Yeah, I got a little bit of those vibes. That's why I made sure to say good things about Darko on the show. And he may have cringed or something when I said that. I don't care about that. Once again, I said what I said to his face. I said, this is a long-term investment, and you need to be going with this. You don't change your coach like you change your underwear. I like the guy, though. He seems like a good dude. But yeah, there are going to be some people that are going to be critical of the coach. He may be just overly critical. He's like mad because he doesn't let Scotty do a turnaround jump shot anymore. No, I didn't like that shot either. I do like that they were talking about the 3-game stretch after the All-Star break before Scotty got hurt, where he played a very high level. He feels like Darko's in the way, but he's absolutely wrong. Darko is teaching Scotty and guiding him, and Scotty's all about it. And you see in the last game how Scotty listens to Darko and very intently. There's not a problem here. So, I mean, I'm glad you brought this up, Stargate, about Beyond. And I got those vibes from him that he's not the biggest fan of Darko. Well, I'm just glad I tooted Darko's horn on that show right in his face, because I believe what I said is true. The Darko's brilliant. His system is very, very good, and it's going to pay off in the end. And then in some ways, we're going to win some games this season, partly because Darko, the way he coached it, the way he did the chess match at the end, and he made smart substitutions and made the right play calls. So we'll see. Maybe we'll revisit this. If I see him in other places, he says something, of course I'm going to stand up for Darko. So yeah. Tobias is saying, fuck, most teams except the Raptors, and my second favorite team, the Bulls. There you go. He's just pronouncing this, Tobias Frost. He's like, fuck most teams. Blackhawks saying teams have to play high-level defense to cut down on threes. Yeah, I mean, this is part of the reason why we got the personnel we got this summer with Jamal Shed and Davion Mitchell, because we're going to have to chase people out there and get them off the three-point line, especially a team like the Celtics. Now, we had good success against the Celtics in the second preseason game with this. They had a really hard time shooting. They were shooting well, actually, in the beginning of that game, making a lot of stuff, but they cooled off, and we kind of got to them. We kept chasing them down. This is so true. Emmanuel, Scotty, Darko all realize this, that we have to work hard to win games this year. And the only way we're going to do it is out working the other teams, is out hustling them, getting the 50-50 balls, going to get the rebounds before them, and just tiring them the hell out. If we make them work hard on offense because we're dogging them so hard on our defense, that will help. And in some ways, there's a lot of different things. They also said we need to get in transition and run it down their throats. And this is all true. This is part of what the Raptors have had to do to be successful in the last few years, is to use energy to out hustle, outwork teams, and get in transition. And that will be the case once again. I don't think we have one of the better shooting teams in the league, but we could have some good shooters on the team like Grady and Scotty. But in some ways, the best way for us to score is running down the court right fast and getting a layup or a dunk in transition. So we're going to see. We're going to see. This is going to be interesting this year. It's going to be very, very interesting. And we have to have a high level of defense on the Celtics when they're shooting threes like that. Oh, yeah, we'll do better than the Knicks because we've got Davion and Shed. Cowboys saying Ant-Man plays like JFL. He doesn't pass the ball. He's a great player, though. He's a very good player, and I think he is a face of the future for this league. But in some ways, I see completely what you're saying also. Randolph's here. Blessings, beloved Raptor Freaks, most informative gang. There are times when you have to stand alone, but don't do it out of pride or arrogance. Yeah, in some ways, look, if you're hurting yourself because you're standing alone, don't be afraid to ask for help, especially when they're trusted people that really want to help you. Don't be prideful and say, yeah, I'm going to do this on my own when they could actually really help you out. No, I've had this problem at times too, but it's also the same time, it's good to be independent and handle things on your own. But if you do need that help, don't be afraid to ask. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. All right. Leo's life tip this morning. Today, I will check, be grateful, check, be mindful, check, be happy. There you go. We're going to be happy. Raptors basketball is back, and we're ready to watch the Raptors beat the Cavaliers tonight. That's what I'm saying right there. Thank you, Randolph. Thank you, Leo. Thank you, Trevor, is what I'm going to say right now. Seymour saying Mikal Bridges is the new Markelle Fultz, who messed up his shooting form. Let's go, Raptors. Yeah. I mean, I can see that. I mean, Knicks fans are all over it. They already hate him. Seriously. Some of the Knicks fans are tweeting last night, do I hate Mikal Bridges? Oh my gosh, I might hate him. That's a funny thing. OG shows up and he's beloved because he has an instant winning impact. Well, if Mikal Bridges shows up and he has an instant losing impact, well, Knicks Nation will turn on him very quickly. Watch. They will turn on him very, very quickly. Nago saying, I'm watching Starting Five on Netflix and is easily presented the cockiest. Yeah, I won't watch that. I'm not going to watch that crap. I have no interest in watching Starting Five. In some ways, they're ripping off our model of Open Gym. Jeff Landicho, it is his brainchild. And they're going to try and do this with these guys. And I hate the five that they picked, honestly. They could have picked better people. Honestly, it's not inspiring to me. I think Anthony Edwards is the five is one of the ones that I'm most interested in. Him and Jimmy Butler. I don't mind watching them, but those other three guys are not interesting to me to watch for any reason. They really aren't. I don't give a shit about watching LeBron's life. We get LeBron 24/7 on ESPN. We don't need any more insight in watching him. And yeah, who cares about Domantas Sabonis? Is not that interesting. I think they just put him on there because he's a white guy, and they had to have a white guy on the show. And then fuck Jason Tatum. Who needs to see that shit? So yeah, I would watch it for Jimmy because Jimmy's cool. I like watching Jimmy. He's weird. And Anthony would be kind of entertaining to me also, but that's only 2 out of the 5 that I'm interested in watching. The other 3, I could give a shit. Yeah, screw the Lakers. And Seymour's given the Vulcan sign to Seymour to Randolph. I like that. Salute. Stargate saying Beyond is notoriously known for being extremely negative about our teams, and what was evident by his win-loss prediction. Wasn't surprised at all. He predicted 27 wins. That's his MO. Well, I'm glad he could get reinvigorated by the spirit of the Raptor freak coming in there and going off. In some ways, you saw how it went on that panel. I came in there and I didn't argue with him or anything. I just did my thing, and I, in some ways, outshined him just with energy. So, I mean, it is what it is. That dude is like, if he wants to be a hater on his own time, that's fine. But if he's around me, watch your tongue, because I will debate you. I will debate you on this. Yeah. Cool Cat saying, aha, Lex, there's money to be made with LeBron and Bronny, father-son duo in sports. Oh, I know. That's pretty much a lot of it, but it's so stupid. It's so generic and fake. It's just fake. It's not natural. It's just not natural. Bronny should not be in the league, and everybody knows it. It's the most out in the open secret. It's not a secret, Adam Silver. We can all see it and understand it, and it will continue to be embarrassing and stupid the longer this goes on. People keep talking like he's going to have a long-ass career. Y'all are crazy. People keep talking like him and Bron and Bronny are going to be playing together for years. Y'all are crazy. LeBron doesn't even want to fly to Milwaukee for a preseason game. You think that he's going to play much longer than even this year? Seriously, I could see him do 1 year with Bronny, and he's like, I'm out, guys. I'm retiring. 22 seasons, just like Vince Carter. Although he may be like, I want to go one more than Vince and do 23. But I'll bet you he will not go longer than next season. So everybody who thinks there's going to be an era of Bron and Bronny together for a long time, that bullshit ain't going to happen. And Bron will leave before Bronny gets anywhere near being an NBA player, guys. He will leave before that. And by then, maybe Bronny's cut. Seriously, I don't understand why anybody thinks LeBron James Jr. is going to have a career in the NBA. He should have, if he's a normal person, like that would come in the league like anybody else without his name, he may not even be in the league right now, let alone one and done for a season, let alone maybe 2 years and done for a season. Look at Marquise Noel. I bet you Marquise Noel is a way better basketball player than Bronny James, and he ain't in the league this year. He is one and done. So I'm just saying, this is a farce, and this is totally manufactured. totally manufactured for that money, like Cool Cat's saying. Randolph saying, Lex, Anthony Edwards turned me off last night. He never seems to take things serious in games. So much potential, yet lacks that dogged mentality. In some ways, the aggressiveness and the greatness of him is Jordan-esque at times. And people can see it in him, in his face, and the way he plays sometimes. But you're right. In some ways, if he's selfish, if he's playing like JFL, they're screwed. Minnesota's screwed. And I don't know if Cat's presence around the team, needing the ball himself, made more balance with this. Maybe Anthony Edwards is going to go heavy on him this year, Chris Finch, and it may backfire on y'all. I think that the Timberwolves, the Knicks, are taking a step back, and they were progressing as playoff teams last year, but y'all have taken a step back this year, and this is the early returns on what happened last night. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe y'all get your shit together over the course of the season, but maybe I'm exactly right that y'all lost some of the good magic of what you had going by doing your stupid ass Cat trade. Seriously. Cat and Julius Randle, well, this is not the right move. And Mikal Bridges is the other move that the Knicks screwed up on. I'm gonna say that right there. Yeah. Cowboys saying, Sheriff, I'm coming to Cowtown in December. I'll get if I get a chance to link up with you, I'll do that. Yeah, there you go. Scene. There you go. Respect. Ta-da. There you go. Yeah, I love if you guys would meet up in Alberta when Bradley goes out there. That'd be very cool. Very, very cool. Send us a picture. Cool Cat saying, I'm going to the game tonight. Hopefully, I get to hear the rebroadcast. Going to the games, you miss out on the broadcast show and tons of info you learn from the broadcast team. This is true. This is true. And, it sucks. I know this, too, from going to games in the past. And sometimes you don't hear everything that's said on the broadcast, and sometimes things happen. I mean, it could be, Cool Cat, that tonight you're sitting in the arena, and all of a sudden Vince Carter takes some time to apologize to Raptors fans all of a sudden. And it'd be like, wow, Vince actually apologized during the broadcast with Matt Devlin last night. Oh, everything's cool. We're good now, 15. We're good now. Yeah. Shir Khan saying, good morning, Raptor Freak family. What a wonderful day. Future looks bright. Future looks good. Let's get started with a win. Should be a fun game. Love that Keon Clark jersey. Takes me back to my school days. Retro rules. There you go. You love it, Shir Khan? You like the Keon Clark number 7? Yeah. God bless Keon Clark and all of his demons and devils. Get him out of him and help him to have a healthy, safe life. Keon, wherever you are, if you're still in the penitentiary or you are out and about, I just wish you the best, my guy. Seriously, you had an amazing block shot game for us with like 13 blocks in one game. You were an outstanding talent, but you were drunk the whole time you played for us, which is very, very sad. But yeah, thank you, Shir Khan, for the compliment. And retro rules. It rules now because Vince is calling the game and we're wearing his jersey tonight. It's crazy. Cowboys saying, have fun, Cool Cat, and enjoy the win. That's right, Coach. You get down there and bring that good energy. Seymour saying, I'm have a fire tonight in my backyard. Roast some s'mores as the Raptors get a big W tonight. Let's go. Must see TV. There you go, Seymour. That sounds like a great plan. It sounds like it's still chilly over there. Meanwhile, it's summer here, summer weather. Oh, my gosh. It's been so beautiful the last few days in Ontario. Oh, my gosh. So beautiful. That's right. Cowboys saying Shir Khan in the house. That's right. The MVP of the Raptors tonight after chat. We'll see you there tonight, Shir Khan. After the game with Randy Urban. I'll call it a date. I'll see you in the chat tonight after the game with the Raptors Tonight crew. We know Shir Khan's going to be in there asking the best questions and getting his question read on the air. Alley-oop to Sheriff. Yeah, we'll give an alley-oop to Seymour. Seymour's got the s'mores going, getting the vibes right for the Raptors opening night. Let's get it, and let's beat those Cavaliers. I feel like we got a good chance. I've called it the way I see it with the referees. It looks pretty good. 170 is the dunk total for Seymour Pape. 170. Cool Cat saying the difference with this team is that they are willing to listen and learn. Previous iterations, younger players didn't want to listen and accept the knowledge being passed on from the Kyle and DeMar era. Well, that's not totally true. We could say Fred, Norman, Pascal, DeLon, Jakob. These guys were fine. Original bench mob. That's why we want another bench mob. Maybe there was a lot of in between after the championship in the 5 years since a lot of the Nick Nurse years in the final years, Tampa, the bubble. Yeah. Maybe there was a little bit of like problems with people. Maybe I can blame this all on Malachi Flynn. I don't know. But I think you're right. I think that you're right. Now the communication is very open and very honest and very like gratitude every which way. As Darko said, these guys are coaching each other, and there's no problems with this. It's all sharing knowledge and getting better together, and it's in a respectful way. And these guys are actually really all for one and one for all. And that will go a long, long way. It's like Darko said, I said it this summer. The way the front office of the Raptors constructed this team, there are natural pairs of people that really like each other. Jacoby Walter and Davion Mitchell are best friends. Scotty Barnes, Jonathan Mobo have been best friends since they were in the third grade. RJ Barrett and Emmanuel Quickley came as a pair of best friends from New York. When you play with your friends, you play harder for them. And that's a little hidden intangible built into this. Then you put on top the thing where you got Kelly Olynyk, Chris Boucher, and RJ Barrett playing for country. Yeah, these are things that get people motivated and play at a higher level because you're doing it not just for yourself, you're doing it for them because they are your people. And that's what I'm saying. That's a beautiful thing. And Darko said it. He said that these guys, they're friends, they play harder for each other because of that. And that's exactly true right there. Roger Raymond's here. Good morning, Roger Raymond. Good to see you this morning. Good morning, Lex, all Raptor freaks. Let's get a W tonight, my guy. That's right. Neil saying the question for the Lakers is sustaining their level of play for 82 games. If AD is out, can they succeed? I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, it's not like LeBron is the old LeBron where he can carry the team singly for himself. And I really don't feel like they're that talented overall. I mean, I really don't. I think Rui Hachimura is an interesting player. I think that Austin Reeves is overhyped, and D'Angelo Russell's washed. That team is not that good. It really isn't. You can start with LeBron and AD, but after that, that team is not that good. And yeah, if AD's out, they're screwed. They're screwed. They absolutely need a healthy Anthony Davis for them to have a winning season this year. They're not going to have a winning season, though. I'm going to say that they're going to be below 500 and they're going to miss the playoffs. Seriously, I could see that. The West is much more competitive than the East in some ways. The East has some dead weight at the bottom. And the West is very stacked. I mean, you could go all the way down to Sacramento and be like, yeah, these are very good teams from like 1 through 10. And the Lakers aren't in the top 10 of the West. I'm going to say that right now. That's right. Kareem saying Coach Roach sounds like Matt Devlin. Coach Roach is cool. And Stargate, thank you for bringing up the stuff about Beyond, but whatever. It's fine. In some ways, I'm a fan. He can be a hater, and that's fine. That's fine. That's all. It's just how it is. If that's what he does. I mean, I don't even know where he is. He's on Twitter. He doesn't have a YouTube channel, so maybe he's in Zazu Spaces. So maybe I will run into Beyond in Zazu Spaces with Cool Cat. So we'll see. Smooth saying, I did watch it. It was fun. Didn't like the Bosch jersey in the back, though. Ha, ha, ha. Oh, you mean on Brian's show? Yeah, to the point. Yeah, he had the 4. I got the Barnes jersey behind me, the number 4 here. Yeah, it is. Brian's a weird guy, but we love Brian. I know he's here. He's right here. Yeah, we love Brian. Let's see. What's up, Freak Nation? I really appreciate your support, and I'm humbled yesterday for watching the show. I know Drake's personal life for about 20 years, so there's a reason I don't like him. Yeah, I mean, he has insider knowledge, and Brian probably has a very good reason for it. It's not that I'm very thrilled with Drake. The allegations that are coming out about Diddy, if they can be correlated to things that have been allegated about Drake, as far as Kendrick Lamar, A minor, that's disgusting, depraved shit. And honestly, if it is like that and Brian knows it, well, I totally understand why he is the way he is. Honestly, respect to the point. And King, I love seeing you in the chat every morning, man. Blackhawks saying to the point was good yesterday. Beyond was very positive. That's the Lex effect. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, even if he was saying like 28 wins and stuff like that, that's only 3 more than last year. And I mean, I could have counterpointed him, but I wanted to respect the format of Brian's show and just kind of concentrate on what I have to say. Could have counterpointed. I mean, if you go say 28 wins, you're got to add in Jakob and Scotty being hurt or something like that. That's only if injury happens. I'm telling you, we're getting over 30 wins for sure if we don't have any major injuries. And so I mean, I said 10 more than him, 38. I think that's realistic. I'd love to maybe sneak some wins in the 38 on top and get to the 41 or 42. That'd be fantastic. I think we have more of a chance of doing that than being what he's saying at 28. I really do. Kareem saying, I've listened to Beyond in Spaces before. He normally had a negative approach on the Raptors, but it seems like he's tempered his criticisms. Yeah, maybe it is the Lex effect. Maybe it is like in some ways, they knew I was coming in. They're like, okay, yeah, Raptor Streak is really super positive. And in some ways, he's very outspoken. And, I don't want to argue with people on that show, although if Brian wanted me to, because that was the format for something, I think he kind of wanted me to when the Vince show, if I had showed up for it. But I want to respect the people that are on the panel, and I've never met the guy, so I didn't know all the stuff you guys were saying when I went in. If I knew that stuff, maybe I would have come at him a little bit, but I had no reason to. I didn't think anything he said was out of pocket, so I just wanted to stay in my space in the show and respect the host, Brian. Yeah, Shirkan saying a cowboy whoop 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 whoop. All right, Blackhawks saying Lex rubbed off on him yesterday. Hopefully, maybe I don't know. Maybe with some positivity. Who knows? We'll see. I like that he's enthusiastic about Scott getting better and doing better stuff. And I'm with him on that. I can really get online with him with that. That's right. Cowboys saying he said 26 wins, something like that. He said 28. He said 28. 3 more than last year. I think that's ridiculous. There's a reason why we only got 25 wins last year. It was called Scotty's finger and Jakob's hand. Yeah, that's why. That's why. Stargate saying, who he shall not be named is towards Fred. You know how he is towards Fred? Beyond is the same exact way towards Darko and Bobby Masai. I listened to him many times on Spaces last season. Very negative dude towards our front office. Well, it's fine. And I believe you, Stargate. I'm not going to argue with you. I'll know this for the future. And, well, if I have to, I'll argue with him if I have to. But otherwise, I'll just do what I do on this channel and fight the good fight. We know our front office is top-notch in our league. And honestly, everybody else wants them. So it's silly to dump on them and be mad at them. And honestly, Darko's a work in progress. You may not see the results in the win column right away, but we will eventually. And this is the way we handled Dwayne Casey. And that was perfect. We got a really good run out of Coach Case in some ways. So I think that people just need to be patient. If you're going to tout that we need to be patient this year with development and rebuilding, well, you need to do that for our coach also, Beyond, is what I'm going to say right now. Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of being tops in the league, like our front office is a top 5 front office in the league. ESPN has rankings out this morning of the arenas in the NBA, and the Raptors arena, Scotiabank Arena, has done very well, guys. The number 1 arena in the league, according to them, is the Sacramento Kings Golden One Center in Sacramento. They say that's the best arena, light the beam. The Madison Square Garden is number 2 on the list. Of course, it's very old. It's had some renovations. The building they built after we destroyed their old building in Golden State is number 3, the Chase Center. Of course, they built that after we destroyed their Oracle. TD Garden is number 4 as far as the iconic parquet floor and all that bullshit. And guess who's number 5, guys? According to ESPN, the Raptors have the 5th best arena in the whole entire NBA. Now, I'm actually pretty happy about this because, honestly, they're showing respect to our great state-of-the-art building. And I think they're right. This is what they said. Location, Toronto. Capacity, 19,800. Opening year, 1999. Lex was there. Scotiabank Arena is Toronto. In Toronto, the only arena outside the U.S. to host an NBA All-Star game, offers a diverse and vibrant environment that should be on every basketball fan's radar. Even in an older venue, they call our building older because it is 25 years old now at this point. The city's energy is reflected in the arena's atmosphere, from a lively in-game entertainment from the team's mascot, aptly named the Raptor, to the viewing area outside the arena called Jurassic Park. It's a fun place to experience basketball in Canada, which explains why voters ranked it 4th in overall fan experience, its highest placing in each of the categories. Despite being on the harbor with views of the Toronto Islands, Scotiabank scored 10th in accessibility and location, and lower in food, concessions, and amenities. The venue might not have the glitz of some of the newer arenas, but it's a destination spot with a devoted fan base. So I have a little bit of respect in ESPN's superfluous rankings that they come out with all the time. They're saying the 5th best arena in the NBA is our arena. And I'll take that. I'll take that, honestly. Of course, they're going to put Celtics right above us, though. Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's keep going. Kareem saying, all I want is to see Scotty in beast mode for 48 minutes. None of this 4th quarter crap. And when he does this, everything else falls into place. Well, in some ways, if he's going to do his philosophy of coming with force, it's not just the action on the court. It's about coming out there and doing it right also. That's part of it also, is coming out there and doing it right away. That force is not just coming out there and playing with force and coming up the court. It's coming into the game and using force right away. So I feel like this is something he's showing, that he's like, I think that this is the way Scott looks at it philosophically. He realized he unlocked something, and he's had good results in the preseason from being super aggressive. In some ways, this whole time when Fred would walk the ball up the court or Pascal would take his time on the outside, Scotty's doing the opposite. Scotty wants to come like a freight train down the court with no time coming off the clock. In fact, he wants to make fast breaks out of air. This may not even be a transition fast break, but because he's so skilled and big and strong and pushing it, he can make a one-man fast break even though nobody else is running. And that's the fun thing about it, Kareem. So that's what we should look for in what you're saying right here. Is Scott, you're not going to do that in the third or fourth quarter. Save it for later. Come right at them right away, set the tone, put them on their heels as a team, and you will control this game better as the dominant franchise player in this game tonight. That's what I'm saying. You want to establish dominance? You want to establish that you're the best NBA player on the court tonight against the Cavaliers? Go out there and do it right away is what we're saying. And take it to them low and then work your way out. That's what we're saying right there. That's right. Blackhawks saying, then raise it with energy. That's right. Raise it with energy. That's right. Kareem saying, wait, there's no points in fantasy? That's criminal, Lex. Yeah, I didn't count the points category. So maybe I should. Maybe I should. Cool Cat saying, I want points and field goal percentage. So do you want me to take out the free throws made? Because I want to take one category out if I put this in. 3-pointers made is important. I could take that out. Or I could, which one do you guys think I should take out? I don't want to make this too complicated. I was going to take out the percentage because it's not actual. It's not an actual stat. It's not an actual stat. Cowboys saying yes, Kareem, and Cool Cat saying I choose the team based on field goal percentage. Okay, you want it on field goal percentage. Okay, Kareem saying I should have grabbed all centers and point guards. Exactly. Thank you. And Blackhawks saying, I noticed Stargate. Let's see. Cool Cat saying, I want both points and field goal percentage. I choose players based on field goal efficiency. Okay, so what if I take out the 3-pointers made and put points on instead? How about that? Because you're going to get those 3-pointers points anyway. So I'll take out 3-pointers made and put in the points instead. Because it doesn't look exactly right. I apologize for this. I do. Stargate saying, I like Brian as a host. He keeps things in line and flowing, and Coach Roach is a bit objective, but that guy beyond is suspect. There you go. Stargate isn't liking that guy beyond. And yeah, Coach Roach is by the book coach. And I love how he analyzes things. It's like the way he answers the questions, he really comes from like a coach's perspective and just analyzing things. And he had some really cool things to say. Like he said, Scotty, the team goes the way Scotty goes. He's an energy giver. And if he gives a lot of his overwhelming badass energy to our guys, they're all going to get better. It's just like in the past with Larry Bird and Irvin Johnson and people like LeBron James. They make their teammates better. And if Scotty plays a certain way, he's that kind of guy that can make all these guys around him way better than they're supposed to be, is what I'm saying right there. That's right. That's right. Let's see. David's saying would be better to add points and turnovers as opposed to eliminating field goal percentage. Okay, would you like me to add two more categories? That's what you'd rather do? David, you have a lot of weight in this because you are commissioner of trivia, and in some ways this is in your jurisdiction. So basically my question was, should we add points? I didn't say about subtracting. If we add 2 categories, we can do this too. This could be the compromise that you want. So I'll add points and turnovers, so there'll be 9 categories. Okay, we can do that. I'll do that immediately after the stream. I think that's the proper fix to this issue. And I apologize, guys, that we haven't got this right. It's been a work in progress. And in some ways, I'm trying to think about what would work the best. But in theory, my thinking about what would work best isn't what's working best. And I apologize for this. In some ways, I do so much for the channel and getting that league set up. I didn't put enough thought into it. And I apologize, guys. I really do. Kareem's saying you can't have field goal percentage and not points. They kind of go hand in hand. Well, that's why I was kind of thinking about it in that way, because I was like, you know what? I don't want to reward high volume, but shitty fucking shooting. In some ways, that was my whole reasoning. But you know what? The points not being there is very naked, is what I'm finding, watching the stuff from last night. So I'm going to do what David said, and we'll cover everything. We're going to get points back, and we'll keep the field goal percentage for Cool Cat too by adding points. And he wants turnovers. I think that's the fair one. We can put turnovers in there. Yeah, that'll help the usage. That'll help the usage issues. Cowboys saying, jump up, Trinidad, jump up. All right, then. Tobias is saying, if Joel Embiid doesn't want to play back-to-back games, maybe he shouldn't be paid for those games he doesn't play. I'm not going to argue with you there, man. I'm not going to argue with you there. Yeah. David said, may want to check those numbers. I'm not sure which numbers you're talking about. Blackhawk, you see it, right? Yeah, I usually play 9 categories. Yeah, okay, we'll play 9 categories. It's fine, guys. 7 makes no sense. Well, I only thing that matters to me is it's odd. That's all I care about. It could have been 5 categories, y'all. In fact, I originally had it as 5 categories. I think I was only going to do points, rebounds, assists, and blocks, and one other category. Seriously, I was going to do the main categories in that. I was trying to keep it very simple, but I made it even more complicated by making it simple. So we'll make it a 9-category league after the stream. Trust me, we'll do it. All right. I'm going to end the poll, and you guys won. We are going to add the points category. There you go. Blackhawks saying, I want to see multiple players ball out this season. My eyes are on Scotty, IQ, RJ, Grady, Oshai, Jakob, Bruce, Chris for doing well this season. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Grady, IQ, and RJ and Scotty are all going to make jumps like we were talking about. Oshai is going to be better this year, I think, offensively. You know, Jakob has already shown new stuff around him, which is amazing, seeing he's almost 10 years in the league. Bruce, I just want him to get healthy. Chris, listen to Darko and do what he does in Darko's instruction, and then we'll be fine. Smooth saying, is this the year the Raptors finally beat the Clippers? I hope so. I mean, we beat the Clippers quite often in recent years. I don't know why you think we don't beat the Clippers. I mean, we've had good success against the Clippers. I can remember beating the Clippers 2 years ago in a game around Christmas that I watched with my parents in a hotel room in downtown Toronto. So it's not like we haven't beat the Clippers in recent years. We beat them like 2 years ago, I believe. We didn't beat them last year, but we beat them last year, Nick. Tobias is saying Scotty will get more points in this game than Bronny gets the whole season. I love that prediction, and I'm going to give you a dunk for that because that is hilarious. That is hilarious. All right, is Tobias on here? Yeah, there he is. He's right there. All right, you're going to get a 5-pointer, so you're going to 13. 13 dunks for Tobias Frost. Super fan saying, I'm eager to see how Darko uses Chris, if you know what I mean, everyone. I think that he's going to use him the way Chris is supposed to be, as an energy offensive rebounder off the bench. That there's an emphasis on offensive rebounding this year, and that is the forte of Mr. Boucher. And I think that is something that'll get him minutes if he can be out there manufacturing a lot of good offensive rebounds and second chance opportunities for the Raptors. He'll stay on the court. Now, if he's making shots and he's doing all the things that Darko wants otherwise, as far as being in formation with the other guys, maybe not turnovers, there's a certain list of things that Chris has to do for Darko to be happy. And I think that he did him right, and he did him fine in preseason. So I think that you're right when you said that he'll be in the rotation this year, and especially right now, because in some ways rebounding is something we need help with, and Chris is definitely one of the guys that really helps us with that. So we'll have to see. Yeah, for sure. Smooth, easy money. Okay, I'm not even sure what you're talking about, Cowboys, sometimes. Smooth saying little victories is what is likely to be a long season. Yeah, little victories. Maybe the victory isn't even winning the game, but progress we see in the game where we're like, yeah, that was, we didn't win, but wow, that was something that was different, and we're showing leveling up even in a loss. And that's something that some fans are going to have to get used to this year, is that there's going to be games where we lose and we don't win the game, but we absolutely had a positive experience. And I don't know if people can wrap their head around that. If casuals can get around that. You don't have to win every time to have a good game. And in some ways, that's what being in development and progressing and getting better is. If they get closer, if they show like one day they're playing against the Lakers and they get screwed over by the refs, but they're so close, but they didn't make it, they can show progress over games, and they'll be like, well, this is way better than it was last week against this team, That's what we're going to be looking for. Is a lot of people need to look for that in Raptors fan nation. Seriously. Trevor's saying, have to get all my work done so I can follow the Raptors around from arena to arena. Already purchased all my tickets for all the games that we're going to attend. So I don't even know where Trevor's going. In some ways, we're going to have to find out where Trevor is on a day-to-day basis, Carmen San Diego. That's right. G saying, very good panel on To The Point. Didn't want to say anything because I'm not playing fantasy, but just doing field goal percentage helps role players, less volume for Cool Cat, and others do both, in my opinion. All right, well, we'll make it a 9 category. I think we figured it out. G, your opinion is very much respected, even if you're not playing. Honestly, I like the input from everyone. It's fine. In some ways, you're more impartial because you're not involved. Tobias saying, I think we'll go 37 and 45 at least this season. That was one less than what I said. I said 38 and 44 is what I was saying for the season. But I gave the allowance that we could get up to 500 by stealing like 3 or 4 more wins. So, there are some games where inexplicably you're playing a very tough opponent and they just show up and they didn't get up on the right side of the bed. And so, some way the basketball gods is out there. Well, this is just happening today. The Raptors are winning no matter what. See, that's the thing. People can't predict about things. You can look at the schedule and say this team's going to beat this team. This team's beat. There's inexplicable games sometimes where the basketball gods just ordain the Raptors going to win this game or the Raptors are going to lose this game. That just happens sometimes, and people got to understand that. People got to understand that. Seymour saying Timberwolves UNICEF in games to the Lakers. Yeah, 40 and 42 is what Seymour's saying. Okay, I like these win predictions, guys. I like these win predictions. Easy. Cool Cat saying NBA style highlights star players one-on-one. Perhaps they want to change and go back to a team style game. I don't like the branding of the superstars over the teams. It used to be the teams were branded more and more in the forefront, and that was more attractive to me in some ways. But they made it a superstar league and the league of Magic and Larry and Michael Jordan, and that just went that way. Michael Jordan was the big reason why the league is so superstar oriented at this point. In some ways, it used to be team. Like in the 80s, it very much was a team still for the most part, but Jordan changed that in the 90s. So it is what it is. We'll have to see. I mean, Adam Silver is always tinkering with things, obviously, with the playing game, the in-season tournament, and all this other stuff. So he's always trying to do stuff. That's right. Yeah, something resembling basketball. Okay. Kareem saying Knicks and Timberwolves didn't look connected. Yeah, they didn't at all. None of them. And Randall did not look like he is happy to be in the Twin Cities. Stargate saying the only issue I have with Coach Roach is that he adheres a bit too much to the mainstream notions and views towards our team. That whole it's a tough opening schedule, so we're going to lose BS. Well, that's why I try to counterpoint that. Look, we can't just pencil it in because people are, ooh, scary schedule. No, that's what I'm saying. We go as far as Scotty carries us and Darko's aptitude as a coach and setting up plays and guiding them to that. They don't have this attitude of defeatism like the media and different people. They're like, we want to have the ability to try and win any game. And we're coming there with the effort and the work ethic to do that. And in some ways, Darko is like, we want to win. That's what he's saying. You guys keep talking about all this and this, but we want to win, and we're going to try to win in every game that we're going to play. So anybody who's talking about how we should tank or how we're going to be screwed because the season's so difficult and stuff like that, get over yourself, because we're going to come in there and you guys don't have to do the work. We do. Us and the Raptors, the coaching staff and the Raptors, and we're going to put that work in, and we're going to surprise y'all. I think that's the thing that people don't realize. You think if we're in a close battle, it's a chess match, and we're playing a team like the Cavs tonight with Kenny Atkinson, who just showed up coaching that team. You don't think Darko's going to outcoach that dude at the end of the game and maneuvering with the substitutions and the call plays? Yeah, he probably will, because I've seen all the signs in the world that Darko is a top-level coach in the NBA who knows exactly what he's doing. He's confident. And he also has a very, 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 very deep knowledge of this sport. And he looks at it as a team sport. He doesn't look at it as let's feed Scotty and just go through him over and over again. No. Some coaches are lazy like that. They feed the franchise player and just let them carry the team. No. Darko's getting the best out of all of his players, and Scotty is in the middle of it all, guiding it. So it's you're exactly right in some ways, Stargate. And that's my argument. And that's kind of what I was trying to say on the show yesterday, that, we could surprise people and win games we had no business winning because A, the basketball gods just say that that's what's happening. The Raptors are winning tonight. B, Darko may surprise people with his coaching this year and steal games in ways that people didn't even realize he would. And that will build his legend more with our fans. They'll be like, holy shit, our coach is actually really badass. And he just helped us win this game along with Scott. That's what I'm saying. Cowboys saying Raptors are like a track and field team. The only thing that can stop them is the whistle. The whistle? What is that? What is the whistle? Oh my gosh, that's such a weird fucking spelling of whistle. The whistle. I'm like, wait a second, what are you doing here? A weevil? I don't know. Smooth saying OG has less of a role in New York than he had here. Wow. Yeah, it is what it is. Jake Fisher's story was bullshit. OG wanted to get that money. That's all it was. Alley-oop to Stargate. Yeah, we'll do that. Stargate wants to call out Beyond and say that this guy is not who he seems. I'll let him do it. 58 dunks for Stargate, getting a 5-pointer right there. Yeah, good stuff, Stargate. I don't disagree with you. In some ways, he was on his best behavior around me. That's for sure. That's right. Let's see. David saying, of course, we are drafting that way, man. Anyone who isn't is totally out to lunch. That's the whole fucking point of knowing the scoring before the draft. I'm amazed this is so hard to believe. Well, you got to understand we have different levels of how we're doing this, David. Seriously, you guys may be maniacs and absolutely anal and doing like PhD courses on trying to figure out how to build your fantasy team in the draft. Meanwhile, we got people that are just barely getting into the chat because they're coming out of emergency room and just barely getting there and coming in there. Some people are auto drafting, but no, nobody did. They all showed up this year. Listen, you can't go by your standards, David. Once again, seriously, you need to be in the average, in the middle. And I'm not catering this whole entire league just to you and your brother. I'm sorry. This is for a beginner like Ivan, who's never played fantasy also. This isn't just for PhD eggheads like y'all that are going to fucking spend 20 hours getting ready for the draft. This is a fun league, and you were taking it too seriously when you get mad at me for changing the stat categories afterwards. Seriously, we're not all like you, David, and you can compete like you are. I have no problem with it, but don't expect everybody else to do this. And even your argument about people being deadbeats last year annoys me because I can't control these people. You don't think I want them to do their lineups and set it up? When you came to me, you're like, man, I'm so mad at this person for not setting up their lineup. They would have done this. I'm like, get over yourself, David. I'm not God. I can't tell these people to set the lineups up. Do you want me to get in the commissioner mode and set everybody's lineups every single day for them? No. So seriously, stop holding the standard of yourself for everybody else. And that's what I tell you right there. So yeah, seriously, this is crazy. You have enough time to do this. Oh my gosh, why are you guys doing this? I didn't do this. I didn't get in there and I picked the best players that I saw in the chat on the draft when I had the draft. That's the way I dealt with it. I'm like, I'm drafting a team. I'm just going to get the players that I think are the best. I'm not thinking about the stat categories. I'll still do very well this year too. It's not that big of a deal. And even when Peter was so pissed off about it, he won the league last year. So come on, guys. You guys are being a little too competitive. This is supposed to be a fun beginners league. And even if y'all are PhD level, high stakes, really taking it so fucking seriously, there's other people that are doing this for the first time. And you need to understand that I have to run the whole thing with them in mind also. Okay? Let's see. You do recall that both of us work in industries with analytics, forecasting and planning, hedging, etc. I mean, I get it. Get with it, homie. Just what I just said. That's great that you guys do that. And honestly, use your powers of that. That's why you guys do so well. It's just you got to understand, I'm not just running this league for you guys. I'm running this league for newer players like Fiercey and Ivan also. And there's some people that have never played that are starting this year. And you got to understand that also, David. And some people will not be as competitive about it or care about it as much as you guys to put in that work. That's just the truth. That's just the truth. Neil saying at Stargate, many teams are sluggish at the beginning of the season. Games can be won through grinding it out. Besides, every team has to build chemistry because there are always new players. Yes, and yes. And that's part of the reason why we have a little bit of advantage coming this season because the Raptors are in mid-season stride already as far as like all the work they put in being together this summer. And that's going to really pay off in this early part of the season. In fact, that may be the part that makes everybody think, oh, shit, we were completely wrong about the Raptors, that they are actually winning way more in the very difficult beginning of the schedule because we'll catch them sleeping like the Minnesota Timberwolves on Saturday, hopefully, like the Sixers on Friday, hopefully. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how it goes. Tobias saying at Lex, I was referring to winning night 7-0 last night in fantasy towards Cowboy, and the Ernest reference was from Slam Dunk Ernest. Okay. Yeah, some ways you guys got to baby me. Seriously, write it all out. And in some ways, some of the crosstalk back and forth, it's not totally necessary. But if you guys want to talk trash and stuff, that's fine. Smooth saying Darko's first year, he gets a pass. He coached 4 different teams. This year, we get to see what he can do. Yeah, and I'm really optimistic. I think that Darko's going to surprise a lot of people with not only like his play calling, but his control in the games and just his wisdom. And also just there's a lot of things to him that are deeper that the casual fan can't see. If you've been watching basketball for a long, long time, you will see it. If you're a knowledgeable person, you will. Andrew saying, morning, folks, game day. Let's go. That's right, Andrew. Toronto Shamshays. Let's go. Let's go. Tobias saying, I'll be honest, I've never asked for help after losing family members. I'm pretty stubborn when it comes to asking for help. I've always been that way. Well, I mean, in some ways you're tougher and you're more independent, but don't have the pride not to reach out if you really, really do. Like it's you know yourself best if you're struggling. Now, don't go into a pit of despair with drugs and alcohol. Don't get into self-destructive mode if you get into these places. That's when you need to get help. That's when you need to get help. So, be prideful as long as you can, but don't do it if it's a detriment to yourself. In some ways, it's good to have a support system and somebody there just in case. Tobias is what I'm going to say. So he's saying, I keep telling anyone who will hear me, the Knicks aren't a good team, man. At best, they're a 40-win club. I think it's very much true. I believe you in what you're saying. I think they're a good team, but I don't think they're as good as they should have been. They should have been way better at this point. Seriously, the way that they looked last year, they were poised to come into this year and be a top-notch team in this league. And a lot of people are saying they still are, but I don't believe it. I really don't believe that they're going to be one of the best teams in the league at this point. I'm more with Smooth on this. Seymour saying, whoever seen the WNBA commissioner wearing the New York skyline on her dress at the finals, laughing out loud. Ooh, that's a tell right there. So the NBA wore a New York skyline dress during Liberty's victory over the Lynx. Yeah, see, that's just too blatant script writing. What are you doing, Kathy? Why are you doing shit like this? I mean, it really looks fake and like you set this up. Like, oh my gosh, that's horrible. What a sad thing to end the WNBA season with such a convoluted ending with the overtime and helping the Liberty win. Literally, their commissioner's wearing a New York dress. That's crazy, Seymour. I didn't know that. That is crazy. Duke Rocks is here. Good morning, folks. Good to be back. Man, I'm so happy you're back too. Man, I just want good health for you, Jason. And I know that this health scare that you've had this year has been really scary. And man, I hope you just come back stronger than ever. And I'm so happy that you're back to compete for a third season in our fantasy league. Now, this is a guy that the Saborans can compete with. This dude knows his stuff and he's on top of it. But I will say this. Jason didn't play fantasy until the first year we played, and he played for the first time, and he won our first championship. So he was self-taught, and some of it he just used the advice of what I was saying on the channel, and he ended up winning the league. So, Jason, we always wish you the best in healing and everything that you've gone through recently. And man, I'm so happy if you're back home and you're able to start getting back to normal a bit. Y'all put prayers and good healing vibes out for Jason Dukes. Seriously, this guy has had a very difficult couple months. Not gonna lie. Smooth saying Randall looks disinterested last night. The little I saw of the game. Yeah, that's what everybody saw that, including Jordan Bolton. He saw it too. Tobias saying, I'm down for a meetup, Cowboy. There you go. Okay, he's out in Calgary also. So if you're going to go see Seymour, Tobias wants to meet up too. There you go. There you go. I don't know how to contact you or vice versa. I don't know. You guys could do it through the fantasy league. You can actually send emails to each other through the fantasy league. That could be the way to do it. Yeah. Lex has my number. I don't have Tobias's number. In some ways, you guys can do this on your own. You can figure it out. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. You guys are doing too much crosstalk. Let's just keep going. Let's see. He's saying he wants to watch the game at Cowboys Casino, Raptors takeover. Yeah, if you're Tobias, if you're in Cowtown, Seymour's there right now. You guys could actually link up and start hanging out if you wanted to. He's saying, I don't have Lex's. I suppose you could always email me. Yeah, this is too much crosstalk, guys. You guys are doing Jillian stuff right now. Let's see. Yeah, you guys can figure that out on your own. All y'all Alberta guys out there. Yeah, Smooth saying, rest in peace, Fernando Valenzuela. Yeah, Dodgers Nation is sad. They're in the World Series, but they've had one of their biggest legends ever pass away yesterday. Yeah, that's sad. He was a phenom. Wow. The early career of Fernando Valenzuela was absolutely electric. Absolutely electric. That's right. Ken A saying, great day, opening night. There you go, Ken A. Original Raptor Freak showing up. That's right. There you go. There you go. All right, I'm going to jump you guys. You know it, Ken A. Let's see. All right, I lost my place. Let me come back. Where was I? Was where Ken A just showed up. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay. I don't know how to do that. Okay, yeah, I don't need that. There's Tractor. We went in tonight. I like that. Isaac the Farmer. Stargate saying, I hope this focus on Bronny doesn't stymie Bryce's progress as he is the one who has the real potential. I'm not as worried about Bryce. Bryce will have the path to get to the league just like Bronny. You know they will. They'll help Bryce just as much as they'll help Bronny, and it'll be more like mean something because he actually deserves it. I'm more worried about people like Dalton Connect, Maxwell Lewis, these other guys that are young Lakers on that team that are just like, yeah, it's not a good look when a dude who's like, he's getting higher on the depth chart. There's different Lakers that are getting passed over that Bronny will get minutes on, and it's the wrong message. In some ways, it's not a good look. Dalton, the Maxes, those are the guys I worry about the most because Bronny's around, because they're going to be an afterthought and overshadowed, and not rightfully so. Dalton Connect is a way better NBA player than Bronny, and he should be getting more publicity than him, is what I'm saying. But Neil's saying, as far as Beyond goes, I don't have a problem with his viewpoints. I may not agree, but I don't suppress. He can work on the delivery, but that is up to him. Yeah, I can get behind that. I mean, listen, I didn't have any problem with him. I know Stargate's going off his history in that way. And it is whatever. I can only go by what I see in front of me. I thought it was a low total. I thought it was a little silly to think that we'd only get 3 more wins last year, considering everything we went through last year. So, all right, Peter's saying this. Lex, if I asked who you wanted on your team, would you know who to choose if you didn't know what game you were playing? Changing scoring in the league is kind of the same thing. I don't see that way. I really don't. I mean, the league changes the rules every single year, and the players come in and they have to learn the new rules of the referees. In fact, we're going to have to learn this all over again. Clear path rules are the very big thing they're going to be capitalizing this season. If they see an offensive player coming towards the hoop in a certain way, and the defensive player bumps them or gets in the way of their clear path of where the offensive player is going to go, they're going to call fouls for this. This is a new thing. And in some ways, they didn't know these new rules until they showed up this week. So that's a bias. That's not a good argument, Peter. We make the rules, we change them, we do what we want. And if you're so upset about it, don't play, is what I'm going to say. But I'm going to say this seriously. They change the rules in the NBA all the time, and they don't consult anybody, and you have to learn and adjust. So if you're a badass player, you should be able to beat and win at anything, David and Peter. And stop crying about this. Seriously. I know we've done this 2 years in a row, but like I've said, bear with me. I'm not running a league. Like I used to run a fantasy football league really tight for like 10 years. And I had the same exact scoring setup that was badass, and I kept it in there. I'm still trying to figure it out for us, guys. We've changed it from rotisserie to head. I've changed it to a different kind of head-to-head this year. So we're still a work in progress. If I get the right scoring system, and it's the one that works right, and it could be the one we're about to change it to, it will change. It will not change again. It will stay that way for the years to come, and then you will understand what it is. Please bear with me. This is the 3rd year of a fantasy league that I've ran. I haven't run a basketball league like this ever. And in some ways, that's part of the problem. There's a lot of different options on how you can do it, and I want to find the right mix. I did it for football for 10 years, and I kept the same scoring system, and it worked really well, but I haven't found that right balance yet. So please bear with me on this and be understanding, honestly, because I feel like y'all are getting so mad about this. This is silly, Peter. You won last year. Why are you so upset? You're so good, adjust. That's what the NBA players have to do when the refs change the rules, is what I'm going to say about that. There you go, Peter in the house. I like seeing Peter in the chat, though. I'm going to give you a dunk, though. It's good to see Peter chiming in. I like that. So let me give Peter a dunk there. You won last year, Peter. What are you upset? You get 18, my guy. You got 18 dunks now. I just gave you a 10-pointer. Seriously. Blackhawk saying what would work with Beyond is having an opposing view, so it is a balanced conversation instead of a pile-on. Yeah, I don't know. In some ways, I don't really enjoy the whole Shannon versus Skip kind of format. I'd rather have it be more like what we did on To The Point this week with Brian, like kind of just letting us jump in and do our own independent opinions. In some ways, I don't want to get in a yelling match or an argument with somebody. In some ways that may be entertaining, but it has to be the right format for that. I had a lot of fun doing To The Point. In fact, this was the episode I had the most fun doing on Brian's show out of all the ones I've done already. So I have no problem with it. I have no problem. Tobias saying remove field goal percentage. Nah, I think we figured it out. We're not going to do any more tinkering other than adding those 2 categories afterwards, points and turnovers. And that'll be fine. And it's not really that big of an adjustment, honestly. I mean, these guys are just mad because I promised them I wouldn't change the scoring after the draft. Well, I am. I'm going to change it because I think points are necessary to have on there. I thought we could get away with not having them, but it just doesn't look right like last night. And I think that this is the right compromise in all kinds of ways. I'm not going to take categories away, which are the ones that they were looking at, and I'm just going to add 2. and they're both usage ones. You'll get more points, but the guys that get the most points are going to get more turnovers too. So there is a bit of a balance to it. There is a bit of a balance. Kareem's saying take out free throws. Refs have too much say in that category. Yeah, I mean, I understand that, but it's also kind of symbolic of something. I mean, I think we've already gone through like that. We've already gone through this and figured it out. Andrew's saying, no, keep free throws. I have LeBron. Andrew, you see, everybody's gonna have a different opinion. I think we've got the right spot. This will help. We'll just have 9 categories, guys. We'll just do that. Amari's here. Let's see what Amari's saying. He's in the league. I didn't draft my team with points in mind because I drafted with the categories that were there. I literally had to leave my desk at work where I cannot sign into YouTube to state this. Okay, so he's upset about this. So he's saying this. Amari, I wish you the best. I hope that things are going well for you. And well, there's a waiver wire. We can adjust. And maybe there will be guys that get more points than you think in some ways. Maybe it won't matter. Maybe the points category won't matter for you because you're winning more of the other categories and you can win that way. I mean, we can look at it all this way. Nobody's going to be exactly happy with this. And some ways, I'm not happy with the scoring system. You guys want me to just leave it the way it is right now? I can do that. But y'all are saying you want points. I'm sorry it's such a mess. I'm sorry I'm a shitty basketball commissioner. In some ways, I'm trying to do my best. I'm running a channel and I'm trying to run a league too. In some ways, if somebody else runs the fantasy leagues, they could do it because it's a lot of work, honestly, to try and recruit and build the league and get it all set up. It's a lot of fucking work. And in some ways, y'all should be thanking me for setting up the league instead of fucking coming at me with all this shit. And that's not directed at you, Omari. I'm just saying, in some ways, I'm trying to do stuff to make fun. Let's keep it fun and stop taking it so seriously. How about that? Yeah. David's saying, haha, where's my pull my fucking hair out emoji? It's fine. Listen, it's fine. You guys can be upset with me, but I feel like this is an important change to do. And I think this is the right change. You guys can't be that mad. Seriously. And once again, you guys are competitors. The terrain changes. The rules change. It's what Roddy Piper said. Just when you think you have the answers, I change the questions. It's just how it is. It's just how it is. Smooth saying, honestly, there is good talent on this club. The point is that they're in a mini rebuild. The team is being built around Scotty, IQ, and RJ. They have a great fit together. You need guys who complement their talents. Yeah, I can get behind that. Amari saying, I have a 3-point shooting team, so you cannot take out 3-pointers, man. We won't change that. We'll keep all of it there, and we'll just add the 2 categories. All right, guys, we're talking too much about our fantasy league. In some ways, I want it to be something we check in on every once in a while, but I do not want it to be like a majority of what we're talking about all the time on this channel, because we should be talking about the real team, not the fantasy teams. We should be talking about the Raptors, and the season starting tonight. That's right. So don't worry. We're going to make this work for everybody. Please bear with me. I apologize once again. If y'all are so upset, well, maybe next year, maybe you should run the league. That's what I'll say. How about that? I'm just trying to get this right. And like I said, the scoring has not been right in our league for 2 years. I didn't think it was right last year or the year before. And this year, I'm trying to get it right. And this may be it finally, just so y'all know. Let's see. David's saying, let's just have one category, miles traveled. That may work. I don't even know what that's things. Peter's saying, wow, so are we redrafting our teams then? No, you're not. And seriously, stop being whiny bitches. Seriously, you guys are being whiny bitches about this. You guys are badasses. You guys are analysts. Then analyze the changes and make the adjustments. And Peter, once again, you won last year. Why are you so upset? Seriously, it's not like the changes in the stat categories last year really made a difference. You still won the league. So come on, guys. Seriously, have a cow. Have a cow. I know I promised I wouldn't do it this year. Well, it's unforeseen circumstances. And honestly, I've been so busy lately. I had not been able to put in the whole thought process of getting the league exactly set up right. You want me to make the adjustment now so that we can make the adjustment before the whole season? Or do you not want me to just not do it? As like I asked everybody, I said, you guys want me to add points? And 70% of them do want me to do it. So I feel like I've got the right decision here. That's right. That's right. Your first pick is Usain Bolt. Yeah, I don't know. Alley-oop to David. He's not getting an alley-oop for that. Kareem saying rebounds, steals, blocks, points, field goal percentage, assists, 3-pointers, turnovers. What else? It's free throws made is the other one. Free throws made. Yeah, I could change it to free throw percentage if you guys want that. I'll take it off free throws made and put free throw percentage. Then usage is not the matter in that. So maybe we'll make that adjustment. We'll do 3-pointers made. It's not 3-pointers percentage. It's 3-pointers made. field goal percentage, free throw percentage, and then the other stat categories with turnovers. Yeah. Blackhawks saying, I never like back-to-back games. That's just my perspective from a health perspective. The body requires rest, and I believe back-to-back puts unnecessary stress on the body. I agree with this. If the league could get rid of back-to-backs, they should. And I would hope they could, but they can't. They've got to do it this way. It's a long season, and there's just going to be back-to-backs. I looked at a lot of the back-to-backs this year, and most of them are not too bad for the Raptors travel-wise. There's a couple that are really far that they have to travel, but most of them are not that bad. Most of them are not that bad. Some of them are just like a back-to-back where we play Cleveland, and then we play Detroit the next night. That's right around the lake from each other and not that far. And some of the home and home back-to-backs are not that big of a deal either. So it's been worse in past years, Neil, honestly. The back-to-backs this year are not as bad as usual. Now, the worst back-to-back may be New Year's Day. The fact that we're playing the Celtics on New Year's Eve before the countdown that night, and then we have to come back to Toronto and play the Nets on New Year's Day, the very next day. There's a back-to-back New Year's Eve, New Year's Day this year. Just so y'all know, it's crazy. It's crazy. Andrew's saying, if I knew we were doing points, I would have drafted more scorers, but it is what it is. I appreciate you for trying to improve the league. Man, it is what it is. Exactly. You can't please everyone. And if you're out there living your life to try and please every single person, well, you're just going to be miserable. And that's part of what's happening right now. I'm miserable because I'm trying to please all y'all. Cream says, so free throws and free throw percentage? No, I'll take out free throws made and I'll put in free throw percentage instead. And I think that's the right adjustment. Peter's saying, if so many people drafted based on the scoring, it seems ludicrous to change it the day after it starts. You could try to get it right beforehand. Well, Peter, you don't know what's going on in my life. You guys have time to do it in yourselves. I have a lot of shit going on in my life right now. That's why I asked your brother to do the trivia this weekend. I didn't have a lot of time to go and like overthink it and really think this all out through. Like I said, it's a work in progress and I'm trying to do it. Everybody's in the same boat. It's not like y'all are all different and like, oh, I'm screwed for this. I'm screwed for that. No, you're all in the same boat. They're all NBA players. They're all going to collect stats. And if you really had like specific players that you targeted just because of the scoring system, well, good for you. They're probably still going to be good for you. Seriously. Tobias saying maybe add rebounds if it's not included for a total of 10 stats. Hey, rebounds is included. It's there. It's there. Andrew saying, Tobias, it has to be uneven so someone wins. Yeah. It can't. It's got to be 9 categories. It's going to be either 9 or 7 categories. And there'll be 2 added today, guys. And that's it. I'm not doing any more adjustments. And there you'll have it. If you really need to adjust things, do some trades or get on the waiver wire. That's what I'll say right there. That's what I'll say. That's right. That's right. Duke's saying, I say go 9 categories, and I'd like the season to end 1 week before the regular season ends. I'm not changing that. I'm not changing that. I like it going all the way to the end because in the end, that's the toughest part because people are sitting and there's DMPs. And in some ways, yeah, you can't count on some of the people that you were counting on all season. And that's what makes it even harder to win. You guys want easy, cushy shit. You guys are babying this shit. Work hard like the Raptors. Work hard on your season, Peter. And stop acting like, oh, Lex did this, Lex did that. Don't let me play at the last week of the season, Jason. No. That's the hardest week to do it, and that's the championship week, and that's why it's that way. David saying, I'm telling you, miles traveled. I don't know we don't even have that. There's no miles traveled stat on there. You can't even put it on there. Yeah, let's see. Andrew's saying, should I only be starting active players? You should start every single player that you can start every single night. Yes, you should be putting them in every single night. You should try and field as much of a lineup every night as you can. That's just the best way to be competitive. Let's see. Tobias saying, for the people who played last year, how did Lex do the playoffs last season? I did it exactly the same way. We had it all the way up until the last possible week that you could have this season. We did the WNBA season this year also that way. It's just, in some ways, if you really care about it, you do the extra work of the waiver wire and understanding who's going to be in and out and not playing to get that championship. That's the way I look at it. That's just the way it is. Jason, you won the first year, and, you did really good. And Peter won last year. This is the 3rd year we're doing it. So in some ways, it's just, you guys know how to do it, and it's fine. You guys can figure it out in the last week of the season, who's going to be DMPs, and get your replacements and do stuff like that. That's right. Seymour saying, Brian Scalabrine is pushing Cooper Flagg, and it's his personal project to get him to Boston or Chicago. Things can get real interesting soon. Toronto Raptors NBA champions 2024-25. I like that. Yeah, I don't understand how he's going to get Cooper Flagg on Boston. If Boston's going to be a top team in the league, they're not going to be in the lottery. It's okay, Scalabrini. You probably have brain damage, bro. I don't understand how you can figure that out. Stargate saying another thing was the whole lack of talent notion they both had as the reasoning behind the low win total. Lack of talent where? IQ, Scotty, Grady, RJ, Shed, Davion. I mean, come on, man. I almost argued with him about that. But you know what? This is kind of true. In some ways, we got to understand there's a lot of talent around the league, and there's some teams that are absolutely stocked with a lot of good players. And in some ways, our roster isn't as talented as most of the league's teams. So that's fair point. But with the caveat that our team could improve and be way above beyond expectation as far as our talent showing. So that's kind of what I wanted to get across to them. It's like, sure, maybe on paper coming in, everybody's looking at us and saying we're not as talented as most of the leagues, but that could change very quickly with Quickly and other people doing that kind of stuff right off the bat this season. So that's what I would have argued with him at that point if I had the opportunity to go back and forth with him. But I didn't really want to like put down like going back and forth, kind of like I said. And that's what I would say. The talent's hidden on this team. It may be better than they think. Seriously. Blackhawk saying, as far as Davion is concerned, he will improve on offense because that is where Darko excels. I'm about that. Nameless is saying, go Raptors, go. I like that. Where's my cutoff, guys? Where's my cutoff, guys? Okay, Monique has got it. Yeah, I'm over 2 hours now. Too much fantasy talk, guys. I'm really disappointed we talked about the fantasy so much. If you guys really want to talk about the fantasy, come to me and other times. Like maybe message me on the fantasy website, and we could do all that stuff here because I don't want to do this all year. I do not want to talk about our fantasy league on here all the time. 82 game season loading. I like that. 82 game wins. I like that. Nameless, let's go. That's right. Trevor saying, at my age, I'm good at multitasking. I could listen, ignore, and forget all at once. Trevor, you're awesome. Tobias saying, we can meet up. Just send me on Facebook. All right. You guys figure that out. Brian saying, Bronny stat sheet, 3 minutes. That's it. By the way, Raptors by minimum 7 tonight. Let's go. You're going to win by 7, Brian. I like that prediction. Dalton will be fine. Shooters are in demand. Yeah, I just feel like he's going to be an afterthought and forgotten in the whole Bronny media storm. And in some ways, Dalton's been amazing in preseason, but you wouldn't know that because of the Bronny circus is what I'm saying. Tobias saying, I'm about 15 to 20. Okay, yeah, you're talking to Cowboy and them. You got to go ahead and just do this in other place, Tobias. You're getting in trouble in jillion ways right now. There's too much crosstalk. You want to talk to Seymour, get his information, and talk to him outside of here in some ways. Let's see. Trevor J. David saying, but Trevor J., can you remember? I'm not sure what that. Oh, that's Trevor's funny comment. Let's see. Smooth saying LeBron is looking like Barry Bonds, a 40-year-old man out playing 22-year-olds. Make it make sense, man. I don't know. Steroids? That's what makes sense in that. Yeah. Let's see. Yes, David. Very well. Okay. I love the Raptor Streak family. I love you too, Cowboy. Nako saying, I just watched the Dalton Connect footage. He's good. Probably not going to get much better, though. Okay. Monique's got my cutoff. Thank God, Mo. I've never wanted to see a cutoff more than ever right now. I'm not gonna lie. W stream, W vibes. Go Raptors for life. Keep at it always, Lex. Good times are here. Raptor Freak Crew, strong forever, and we're so back. Yeah, we are. You're back in the arena tonight and going to the game with your nephew. I hope that you guys have a great time and be safe and have fun and bring those good vibes and say hey to everybody that you love down at the arena, your Scotiabank Arena family, the ushers, and all the other people that you get to see, like Jennifer. Yeah, so Mo, just go down there and bring the good vibes. I know you're going to bring it right. And we're going to get that W tonight. I believe it. Yeah, get that dub. That's right. Smooth saying, I suspect I know what's behind LeBron's fountain of youth. That's all I'll say. HGH, something like that. I don't know. Either way, I mean, it's a long season. Bron's lazy. At some point, he's going to go somewhere else. Watch. He's going to go somewhere else. He may be really fresh right now. Carlos saying, I feel like Beyond is a non-Darko believer. Yeah, that's what they're saying. I believe that. I got that feeling from him. When I talked up Darko, he kind of cringed his face in the episode, because I talked up Darko in front of him. I said Darko is a long-term project and people need to give him a chance. And he went scrunched up his face or something. It is what it is. Cowboys got Mo on blast. Hope you're at the game tonight, Lucky Charm. She'll be there for sure. She'll be there. PEDs, you think that's what it is for LeBron? Chef Darko's gonna be cooking tonight. And David saying, yes, Cowboy, fuck fantasy, Raptors are back, baby. That's right. Let's keep what's important here, guys. Your own selfish ego in your fantasy league. Fuck that. We're doing this just for fun. In some ways, you guys want to get serious about it, you go ahead. But don't get mad at me about it. Come on. Is this really worth getting mad at me about, Peter? Seriously, seriously, think about that. Think more deeply on it than a surface level. Stargate saying, in my opinion, of if all the individual development and individual improvement we are all saying we expect to see from these specific players in Darko healthy, there is no way this team is not at least 500. I agree with Stargate. This is all in theory, but reality has to play out in the events to happen so that this comes true. That this is absolutely right. I agree with this. I think that our guys are very good and they're going to show it and they've improved. And in some ways, we're ahead of the curve right now. So there you go. You know it, brother. That's right, Cowboy. David's saying, thank you, Stargate. I like this guy. 10-pointer. All right. Yeah, we'll give him a 10-pointer. Stargate has been on point. He's come in. He's called out beyond. And he is very adamant about this. He's reiterated this point many times today. 68 dunks. You got a 10-pointer, Stargate. I appreciate you. The man in the machine, the man on the inside doing what he does. That's right. Kareem saying, I don't care what the categories are. I'm winning fantasy anyways. This dude wants to get a triple crown. This guy wants to be the dunk champion this year. He wants to be the Raptor Freak trivia champion. And he wants to win the fantasy this year. Okay, Kareem, you go then. Triple crown winner. That's right. Belmont Stakes. Kentucky Derby. Let's go. Mike's here. Good to see Logical Raptors fanatic. 6 subs away from 1,000. Wow, bro. Incredible work you put in. Showing for sure. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that, man. So I got another sub just now. Awesome. I'm on the home stretch. If you're watching me right now and you haven't subbed up, you could be the one that helps me get to the 4 digits of 1,000. This has been a goal. I try to tell myself, I was like, can I do it before the season starts? Well, I'm so close. And Mike, Project Truth always. I love you, brother. And David's saying, stop talking so much shit, whiny bitches. David thinks my feistiness is funny. In some ways, it's like, yeah, I know I'm maybe talking shit to him and his brother right now. But in some ways, it's entertaining to him. And he's like, man, Lex is just cantankerous. This is so silly. In some ways, this is some Larry David, Curb Your Enthusiasm kind of shit. I'm not going to lie, Peter and David. I love you guys. You know that. But in some ways, it's like, come on, man. I'm in a tough place with this. And I want to make it work right. And I don't want this long season to be stupid because we didn't make a slight adjustment right at the beginning of the season. And please just allow this once. And I know that all y'all are kind of like, well, I drafted for this reason or I drafted this reason. Well, there's quite a few of you all saying this. And maybe I could go and analyze it more deeper and say, oh, fuck, you're screwing yourself, Lex, by adding these categories. I don't know. I'm not investigating this. I'm just blindly doing this. And we'll do it to 9 categories. That's right. Andrew's saying, Lex, I appreciate everything you do for the community. I appreciate you, Andrew, and you finding our channel this year has been fantastic. You've been a great addition as a Raptor freak, man. And David's saying, seriously, watching your fucking tone with me, that's bullshit. I've been nothing but supportive. So why don't you stop being a whiny bitch? Yeah, I'm being a whiny bitch too. But I don't care if you call me a whiny bitch because these kind of things don't hurt me. Listen, I know you've been very supportive, David. In some ways, I'm surprised how supportive you are. In some ways, once again, I'll say this to everybody out there. I'll say this to Trevor J. I'll say this to Tom Duke. I'll say this to David. I've never asked any of y'all to help me. I can do this channel on my own. I appreciate the help. I'm very appreciative towards Trevor. But once again, think about why you do these things. Is it to help me or is it to help your ego? That's what I think sometimes. And I love you, David. Listen, I don't want to piss you off to the point where you don't want to watch me anymore like Tommy. But once again, I have to be unfiltered myself. And this is a weird situation. In some ways, I wanted to help you guys and make sure we didn't do this, but I fucked up. I should have put points on there, and I have to add it. I have to re-add it. So I made a mistake. You want to be mad at me for it? You want to make a big deal out of it? You want to be whiny bitches about it? You go ahead. It's your right. But I'm going to do this because the vote is to put points back on. And in some ways, once again, we're supposed to be talking about the Raptors playing the Cavs tonight, not a fucking scoring system for a fantasy. And the only reason why I put that in there is because I know we need to make this adjustment. I know we need to make it. And I understand. Listen, all due respect, David, you're awesome. You're a great person. I think you're awesome. But also at the same time, I can only be Lex. And it's the same damn thing I would say to Tom. It's the same damn thing I would say to Tom. That's right there. Yeah. Where's Fiercey? I don't know where Fiercey went. She probably has a meeting. She probably went to a meeting. David's saying, please don't put a free throw percentage. I have Drummond. See, this is funny. Why don't we make jokes about it instead of being so damn serious about this, guys? Seriously, I'm gonna be a whiny bitch. I whine every single fucking morning about the referees, about the NBA, about Doug Ford, about Donald Trump. I'm whining all the time. Those are just words. They don't mean shit to me. That's right. Let's see. Kareem saying smooth is here, so just hold off on the classic card. All right, you just said the magic words. Let's go ahead and do it. This will save me, maybe. This will save me right here. All right, let me see. All right, let's see. All right, here we go. This is a great classic card. This is a fantastic classic card. I'll get back to where we are in the chat here. Hang on. Here we go. Here we go. All right, who knows this classic card player? If you know this player, I'm going to give you big ups, man. Big ups, big ups. There you go. Who is it? Who is it? Who is that? If you know this player, this is a great former player. Seriously, this is one of the top players. There you go. Stargate got it right away. And the interesting thing is he's not in the Sonics jersey. He's in the Bucks jersey, and he got it. Stargate, fantastic. Dale Ellis, 3-point shooter, historically great player. Like, look at those stats on the end there. He was averaging 27 points, 25 points, 24 points. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. All right. How many points do you want to give him, David, or do you want me to do it? It's up to you. Dale Ellis is actually pretty tough to figure it out. I think you got it from his head shape. That's right. Because in some ways that's very prominent head shape that Dale Ellis had back in the day. But yeah, I don't know. Let me go see what he's doing. If he's doing this, we'll see. I don't know. You're here, David. You want to put it in? How many points you want to put it in for? Let's see. Dale Ellis. All right, he jumped out. All right, let's see. Oh, he's back again. That is Stargate, which is interesting because Stargate doesn't usually get him. I'm going to give him 150 points. If you want to change the number, how many points I gave him, you can do that. But I'm going to put 150 in. All right, let's go back to the chat and let's see. I'm dead. Tobias saying it's my first year in fantasy basketball, so I'm just in it to have fun and get experience. There you go. That's the right attitude. And Seymour saying this is hilarious. Yeah, yes, sir, Tobias. Yes, sir. You know, listen, I've clashed with almost everybody on this channel at some point. Seriously, I know I clash with people. It's just how it is. Kareem saying, I'm an antisocial person, David. You know this. You know this. You and I are the same. And in some ways, that's just who I am. That's why I live in the woods by myself. That's right. Frost, I'm in on fantasy for blood. I don't care if it's old or new, beginners or veteran. Everyone's losing to me. When I win, I'm going to set up my own parade in Mississauga. That's awesome. You want to dunk? That is hilarious. And I want to see you do that, Kareem. I seriously do. I seriously do. All right, let's see. All right, where is it? Where is it? There you go. 390. 390. Boom. 10-pointer for you. 390. That's awesome. Cowboys saying my Trini alley-oop. Okay. Stargate saying when you stoop to consistently calling our coach a bonehead and our president and GM, those two clowns, then I seriously question your motives and agenda. Okay, I'm done. Going in on beyond. Okay, well, I'm glad you filled the picture in because I don't see any of this stuff. And if you see it in other places and you're just telling me what's up, this is good information, Stargate. And I do appreciate that because in some ways I need to know that. Tobias saying, what time is the cutoff for setting up our teams? Is before the game actually starts. Like you can change your team around, but once the game starts, you cannot move any players that are involved in that game, whether they're in or out. So just so you know. And David's saying, laugh out loud. You're beyond pissing me off. Laugh out loud. OTL is the acronym. All right. OTL, opportunity to learn. I don't even know what that means. Listen, I learn lessons all the time, whether it's because I'm stubborn, whether because I'm an asshole. It's just how it is. In some ways, I'm telling you, David, in some ways, this is just me. I'm an asshole. I'm a fucking asshole. And that's just how it is. Let's see. He's saying, you just don't get it, Lex, at all. Push, push, push. I do push people. I do. And in some ways, that's part of the reason why I'll probably die alone. And David, I'll be perfectly fine with that because I've come to grips with that. Honestly, I'll say that right there. Yeah, yeah. Stargate Scott. Okay, that's the classic card of the day. Let's see. All right, let's see. Ostrich, turtle, lion. OTL. Is that what that means? OTL. I was wondering about that. One of the best shooters I've ever seen. Ostrich, turtle, lion. Oh, Dale Ellis. Yeah, of course, Dale Ellis. And Trevor's saying, what I do for your channel is not for perks. It's all about love. I know that, Trevor, because in some ways you and I have had battles too. It's not like Trevor J and I haven't totally got along at times too. I've been rude to Trevor and I felt bad about it. And in some ways, you know, Trevor and I have a very good relationship at this point because we have an understanding. He told me this is why he does this. And I told him why I do this. And now I understand. And in some ways, I appreciate Trevor for just being a blindly like benevolent person. Trevor J is awesome. And in some ways, I know he's doing this because he's just a very kind person. I know you are too, David. I'm just, you know, in some ways, I'm just so real. I can't help but be absolutely everything I'm going to say. In some ways, that's part of it. I get right down to the guts of it. In some ways, yeah, be real with me. I love it because in some ways, I only get better as a person when people are real with me. So it is what it is. It's just how it is, man. It's just how it is. Let's see. Y'all give the man a break and enjoy the ride and stop being like a toddler. That's what he said. I mean, it's serious. I'm putting in a lot of work. I'm not really getting paid for this, although YouTube did pay me yesterday for my channel, and I did get a cut of Chuck, but I'm not making enough for what I'm doing. I do this purely for my passion in my heart. Let's not get it twisted. That's the first part of this whole thing, and the whole reason why I started this. And I didn't know what I was going to get when I started this. It started with free subscriptions, and now I'm just shy of 1,000. And I didn't overly self promote. I didn't really put myself out there. It's all been very organic. I love you guys. In some ways, I don't want conflict. But if y'all want to blow up your relationship with me over stat categories in a fantasy league, that's your own damn choice. If Tom Duke wants to be mad at me because I told him to stop standing up for megalomaniac rich people, well, that's his own damn choice. I understand as an alcoholic, I can only control myself. And that's something that some of y'all may need to understand, not because of your alcoholics or anything like that, but because you need to understand the first rule is you can only control yourself. And I can't control what anybody else is going to say or do. In some ways, I just have to be me. And that's the biggest thing about being happy with your life is understanding where you have the control and where you don't. And that's the whole thing. I got control over my mouth and what I do. That's the same for everybody else. And that's it. That's it. That's right. Cowboy saying Grady Dick has the best shot in the league. See, Cowboy and I haven't seen eye to eye. This man endorsed Trump earlier this year. And because he did that, I stopped endorsing his channel because that's the way his company, because that's the way I work. If somebody goes out and endorses Trump, I do not shop at Exxon. I do not go to this company anymore. And in some ways, I'll do a ta-da ad right now. But I stopped doing it because he was saying you should vote for Trump. I don't support anybody who says that you should vote for Trump. So I stopped endorsing his company. That's the whole reason why I stopped doing the ta-da ad, because he is for Trump. And I was like, I can't funnel business towards Bradley because he's a Trump head, because I sincerely have that principle. I mean, I'm just, in some ways, I'm who I am. It's just how it is. Y'all call to the 647-833-6844. Now, see, Bradley could separate the politics from things in here and just be Raptor fan with me again. And I appreciate him for that. In some ways, that shows a turning the other cheek, because I do really love Bradley. I can overlook his want to promote the Orange Man here. And he listened to me and stopped doing it. So thank God. And I tried to stop talking about Harris so much too. So it's all work in progress. We're all works in progress as people. And in some ways, I'm abrasive and tough to deal with, partly because I want to know who's the real one who's going to ride with me, like Cowboy is. And if Tommy can't hang, he can't hang. If David can't hang, he can't hang. And that's the difference right there. I just got to be real about this, y'all. Seriously, Gerald and I, we've got our ups and downs. Nacho the Nacho. I love Gerald like a son. I love Gerald as a best friend of mine for like 10 years. But sometimes me and Gerald have not gotten along completely well all the time. We work very closely together in theater and improv and comedy. And sometimes we didn't always agree. But we're still here today. And I know that Gerald's a real one for me, that he's still my friend. He still shows up on my Liberty channel. So that's all I'm saying. You know, I had an ex-wife walk out on me because things got tough. Maybe I stress test relationships, David. That's what I say to that. How about that? So it's up to you, man. You can get pissed at me because of a fantasy league scoring and walk out on me just like Tommy did if you want to. It's not going to hurt me because I'll do it all on my own anyway, either way. And that's just what I got to say about that. So it's just what it is. I love what you're saying, Cowboy, saying Grady Dick has the best shot in the league. I believe that's true. I believe that's true. And Nako saying, man, I think hoops are fun. Ain't it great to get enjoy basketball? Cut. He wants me to close the show. Carlos saying, yeah, there's guys on Basketball Rewind with Kenyon dunking on Masai and Darko. Yeah, Kenyon does that. Kenyon does that himself. And that's part of the reason why I was supposed to do Basketball Rewind. But, you know, in the process of setting up the show, Kenyon was so controlling and crazy. You think I'm crazy. If you try to work with Kenyon on on Basketball Rewind, he drive you nuts. He was basically telling me what to say. And I'm like, dude, I can't be on your show if it's going to be like this. Seriously. If you can't let Lex be Lex, I don't want to be on your show. I actually backed out. I was supposed to be on that day. And I said, Kenyon, I'm not doing this because you're just too difficult to work with. Mike saying Beyond definitely uses those words and has a negative opinion of the team at the moment. Well, that's fine. In some ways, if I come across it in other places, maybe I'll talk to him about it. Maybe Brian will want to have us on again at some point. Who knows? Who knows? I mean, it is what it is. Brian saying, you saw as a non-Raptors fan, I'm more optimistic about the Raptors than their talent. Let's go. Yeah. I mean, Brian, you're fair. In some ways, I actually really respect your convictions about not being a fan because of Drake. It doesn't make me mad that you're saying you're not a Raptors fan, because in some ways you're coming at it a real way. And I did appreciate your win total expectation. I did appreciate it. And just saying, did you guys see the Bill Simmons stuff? Yeah, we saw it. I went off on him last week about his crazy opinions. Stargate saying, heck, Lex has even got into with me as sometimes. Yeah, I got into Stargate. I've gotten into with Infamous. I've gotten into it with everybody. I got into it with Cool Cat. I've gotten into it with Monique. I've gotten into it with our super fan, Monique Lawrence. Come on, y'all. Don't see this as a pattern. Maybe I am an asshole. Maybe I am the problem, that I'm the common denominator on this. I don't know. All I did was start a YouTube channel. That's all I did, guys. That's all I did. Yeah, Carlos saying great episode. Yeah, I thought Brian's episode was fantastic this week, and I feel very privileged to have been on his show this week. I really do. Tobias saying, I definitely know myself and Lex do disagree on a few different things, but we get along just fine thus far. Yeah, in some ways, listen, I'm strong on my political beliefs, and in some ways, I'm not afraid to espouse them here, and I know that turns some people off. It's just how it is. It's just, I don't want to have dumb things come in between people. Like the thing with me and Tom is so dumb. In some ways, it's really annoying that Tommy's so quick to just throw me aside like that. I know I went off and maybe I said some personal things to him that were not right and out of pocket at that time. But in some ways, I'm unfiltered. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to say every morning when I do this show. I just go off. And in some ways, in that moment, I was inspired to rail against him for standing up for rich people. I was just like, why are you standing up for them, Tom? But he got really mad at me for it. And I understand. I want to come around and circle back to him and say, listen, if I was a personal in what I said about you, if I said anything, like I said, whiny bitches to them today, and that really offended you, I apologize. Because personal attacks and name calling isn't right in this way. But in some ways, it's part of what I do on this channel. And in some ways, I wish Tommy would accept my apology and still be around, but I can't control that. So why should I get all bent out of shape about it? We've got to understand what we can and can't control. I love Tommy. I'm not mad at him. I'm not an enemy to him. It's just that I wish he would have stuck with me a little bit more tougher. And in some ways, if he really had a problem with some of the things I was saying, he could have called me. He could have talked to me and he said, Lex, this is what I don't like what you did. And I have enough respect for him that I would listen to him and try and work it out with him. But if I don't have any respect for somebody who just throws the board up in the air and walks out the door, because that's what my ex-wife did. And I'm going to tell you right now, I didn't chase after her either. And you go. And that's just how it is. That's how I look at it right there. Yeah. Nako saying streaming every day for a couple hours is a bit of work to keep up, even from a content perspective. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, guys. And I enjoy it so much. I wouldn't do it if I didn't enjoy it, but I want you guys to not take it for granted as far as how much I'm doing. And I really am trying to do the best I can on this channel and improve it over and over and over again as we go in time. And even this backdrop behind me is showing that I'm trying to improve it right there. That's right. Ta-da, guys. That's right. Let's grow. That's right. Exactly, Isaac Campbell. I'm going to give you a 10-pointer for that. Let's grow. Let's grow as a team and rebuilding, and let's grow as people, because I am an unfinished product and I have a lot of growing still to do in my life. I'm not so old that I can't learn new things. I get it. 215 dunks for Isaac Campbell on that. Brian saying, at Carlo, thank you. Alley-oop to you from the other end of the court. It was a fantastic show, Brian. It was one of your best ever that I've seen, honestly. Cowboy saying, this is the best opening Raptor Streak first game ever, family. Let's talk. Let's grow. That, you know what? Listen, I love you, Cowboy. I know that you and I don't always see eye to eye, and it's sometimes you've made me feel very uncomfortable. But you know what? I love you, man, because you are unabashedly and truly you. And and that's the same thing I'd say about Tom, and I'd say the same thing about David or anybody else in this channel. Seriously. Kareem saying, at Brian, I need your introduction enthusiasm every time I walk into work. You need to like record Brian and play it when you walk in the door. That would be awesome if you did that. Seriously. Alley-oop the butt dial. We can do that. Well, I'm going to give you one too, Cowboy. I'll give Cowboy a dunk, and I'll give Kareem another one. I'm going to give you a 5-pointer, 179 for Cowboy, and then we'll do Kareem, who's really doesn't need it, but he's going to get it anyway. We'll give him 395. So just a 5-pointer on that one. 395. Don't put 295 in there. All right, let's see. Later, family, win or lose, we're winning. Humper Dunker. Okay. Nameless is saying, I've always been on that Jillian stuff. See, even Nameless and I, Paisano, we've had a little bit of conflict and friction at times. That's right. Wire to wire win tonight. I hope so. I like to see that from the Raptors for sure. Darko's playing chess tonight. I like that. I like Coach Roach though. Yeah, I think Coach Roach is very informative, and he sticks to he. He's a real coach. Seriously, this dude knows coaching, and that's why I really enjoy what he has to say. Mo wants me to go rest. I know I'm over a half hour over now. I got to be done. Brian saying Kenyon and he who shall not be named both tried to take over my show. By the way, yeah, I remember this drama. Brian was talking to me when this stuff was going on. And man, you're awesome. You're a survivor, Brian. Keep going, man. Your channel has gone through ups and downs, and you're still here, man. And I'm proud of you for that. I'm proud of you for that. Let's grow. That's right. Let's grow. Let's grow as a team tonight. I want to do my rundown real quick. Carlos saying, "Wow, really? How would that work, Brian? Toronto fan base big enough for everyone to eat." Well, they were doing collaborations together. Like Pensair and Kenyon both have worked with Brian extensively in the past. And there's a little bit like trying to dominate what they're doing and stuff was going on there. Yeah. Name is saying I will put a good word in for you with Tom Ducarelli. Dude, do it. I mean, all I would say is if Tom was listening, if he's even watching me right now, Tommy, all we need to do is pick up the phone. If you call me or you want me to call you or something like that, I was willing to apologize and fix things, but you were so quick, like, I'm out. I don't want to do this anymore. And I understand. I really am abrasive. I do push, 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 like David's saying, but I don't know how to do this any other way other than being who I am. It's just who it is. And Tommy's a great person. Honestly, Tommy is such a big teddy bear and just a nice, lovable person. I don't hate the man in any way. I love him. It's just that also I have to be uncompromisingly Lex. And in some ways, that's going to make me lose friends. It has all my life. And in some ways, I don't care. I got to be myself. That's it. Trevor saying, "Don't ever change. Being you to please everyone. That's why we all are here. Have to be agree or to disagree. We're all adults, but I love your passion. You're number one in my book. I appreciate that, Trevor. Seriously. And yeah, I mean, it's been a rocky road with a lot of different people here. In some ways, even Brian and I have had different issues at different times, but most of the time, Brian and I have had a very good working relationship for sure. Yeah, the creative Canadian and captivating Kareem. There you go. You can get him recorded on that, and he'll do a whole intro for you. He likes alliteration, obviously, since I was the linguistic Leviathan. That was awesome. Cream saying at Brian, I'm going to need you to do my voicemail. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. All right, alley-oop to Brian the King. You know what? We'll do that. We'll give a alley-oop to King Hussein real quick, right? Like, all right, let me see. Where is he? Where's Brian? Brian's on here. Where is he? Yeah, we'll do that right here. All right, we're going to give him a 10. You're at 26 now, Brian. You got 26 dunks now. That's a big one. Race mode's here. I tuned into the show, and the first thing I heard was, I'm an asshole. What just happened? I have to play from the beginning. Let's go, Lex. And Cool Cat's back also. Well, I was just going over my history of getting into it with different Raptor freaks over the last years. In fact, Cool Cat was mentioned. Monique, Cowboy. I've gotten arguments with everybody at some point. And I try to like not make it personal, and because in some ways I've pissed off the Saborin brothers today, but it is what it is. What can I do? What can I do? Brian's saying, at Kareem, ask Lex for my info, and I'll gladly do. Okay, all right. I need to hook up everybody today. I got to hook up Tobias and Seymour, and I got to hook up Brian and Kareem. So I'll figure that out. I'll try and do my best to do that. All right, let's do the rundown and get out of here. We did the classic card. We're good there. I have not done the Instagram stories. I kind of don't want to do them, partly because I want to get out of here. But Davion Mitchell is putting Jonathan Isaac on blast. I don't like that. That's silly. I mean, it is for religious stuff, but I get it. Lloyd is listening to Tyler, the Creator. That's cool. Let's see. Eric Smith has got the injury report for the Raptors for today. I still don't think RJ's going to be out. He's got the SNL John Tesh on his Instagram stories because the NBA is back, baby. I love that, the enthusiasm of that. And he's also got Jamal Shed reading a letter from his parents about how you made it. You're in the NBA and keep on going. Never doubt yourself. This is going to be an up and down year. And we are behind you and we love you and you're going to do well. Fantastic footage. Letter. There he is on his Instagram doing it with it there. Slim Duck has got, what has he got? He's got some sort of DJ thing going on. He's saying that Oshai needs to spit bars because the NBA has some sort of thing with the Bleacher Report where LeBron's like rapping and and Joel Embiid steps up and they even have a guy who sounds like Joel Embiid doing the lines. But Chris is putting on blast that Oshai Abaji is a rapper and that he should have been hired to do that. And he's also saying when the plan was to be nonchalant and mysterious at the function, but you end up being like this, Maybe he's talking about the Halloween party. Yesterday, Masai and the Raptors were out at Fir Grove Park in North York, dedicating a Giants of Africa court. They did one out in Edmonton last year. And some people were critical, saying that Giants of Africa is building all these courts in Africa. They're doing one in Edmonton. Where's the one in Toronto? Well, they built one and dedicated one in Toronto yesterday. It's a beautiful green court, Giants of Africa, and I love it. Olivia Chow was there wearing a purple front black back number 6 jersey, and they cut the ribbon and vibe that was going on there a little bit more for some reason. I don't know, but either way, it's really cool. Giants of Africa court in North York. I hear it's near Monique's house, not too far from where she lives. So that's very, very cool that there's a new Giants of Africa court in Toronto. There's game day, baby. And they're raising the Raptors flag at the Toronto City Hall an hour ago with Olivia Chow out there and Bobby Webster and Jamal McClure and the Raptor. And they're putting the 30th anniversary flag up at City Hall. That's a beautiful thing. It is Raptor Day because the Raptor season's starting. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. I love seeing that. It's so, so cool. There's a Raptor with the flag. Kyle Lowry is goofing off around in a number 7 Philadelphia jersey. Very, very cool. And he's also got sneakers for everybody, or somebody brought sneakers for them. Adidas and Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell sent shoes. McGlure has that awesome 30th anniversary intro on his Instagram stories. Looks very, very cool. Y'all will see it tonight. He's also celebrating the Knicks versus the Huskies, the original NBA game in Maple Leaf Gardens, the very first NBA game ever. Very, very cool. He's also a big up in Scarborough Shooting Stars. He's been doing a lot of events with the Scarborough Shooting Stars and the CBL recently. Jamal McGlure, our community ambassador. He's also, there's some crazy picture of a kid on a scooter fell into concrete saying, "You're not having a bad day as this kid." SGA is celebrating his girlfriend's birthday, the mother of his child. So a bunch of pictures of her on his Instagram. Matt Devlin celebrating that Vince Carter is joining the broadcast booth for select Raptor games on Sportsnet, including tonight. So Vince will be calling the game tonight. Pascal celebrating Vinny Jr. for his excellence on the football pitch. His hero did something in the soccer game yesterday, so he's all about it. Pascal celebrating soccer. 5-2 is the score, it looks like. Grady Dick has got that awesome picture of all the Raptors on the purple front black back jerseys. I don't know why y'all said it's a throwback to the original Raptors. They're not wearing the same jerseys. Nothing like the same thing. But I like seeing the team photo. It's a beautiful, beautiful photo of all 18 of our Raptors playing for us this year. Very cool. It does look like, I will say this, that Jamison Battle was photoshopped in over Brandon Carlson. I'm guessing this, like seriously, because for some reason, Jamison Battle in that team photo is way bigger than he actually is in real life. So I'm going to guess that they actually took him and photoshopped him over Brandon Carlson, who was next to Boucher instead. So that's an interesting theory I have right there, because they switched out the two-way. And Shamshay's got a celebration for African stars doing good things. And there's the team photo on his. The Raptors got the 30th anniversary video on his Instagram also. It's game day, baby. And there he is at the flag at City Hall also. There's the Instagram stories. A little late. Sorry about that, guys. Let's see. Cool Cat saying, Lex, I don't remember you and I arguing ever. Laugh out loud. I would argue with you maybe about like being so Pascal fan. Just a little bit, like thinking about Pascal's life being more important than the Raptors as a team. That's where it would be like that. Yeah. Let's see. Race Mode saying, I stopped watching the games as I only come here now. Keep it up, Lexathon. There you go, Race Mode. I love you, Edmund. Thank you for being a supportive Raptor freak since the very beginning. And I love seeing the stuff you're doing creatively. I see that you went to the company X or recently, the electric car company, and you're doing some amazing things with electric cars right now, Race Mode. I highly like that. That's very, very cool. Nameless saying, every time I wake up in the morning, my girlfriend looks at me and says, good morning, Raptor freaks. I love that. You know, that's what Adriana does to me sometimes. Like whenever I get the chance to actually talk to her in the morning, she may call me in the morning and say, good morning, Raptor freaks. So she does that shit to me too. Let's go, Raptors. That's right. Isaac saying, you inspire me to speak my mind. I appreciate your politics and convictions, but good people need to stick together, my dude. Nothing wrong with seeing things from the other side of the fence. Listen, I'm trying to empathize with other people. Part of the problem is, Isaac, I step in it and I say things first, and then I come back later and I'm like, oh, fuck, maybe I shouldn't have been so harsh on Tommy. And, you know, I'll probably think that today with David and Peter. I just knew they were going to be so pissed off if I changed the scoring today. So I was bracing for this. Because in some ways they had a cow about this last season. And I was like, damn, I don't want to do this again, but I really feel like we should. So in some ways, it's just me kind of bracing for them to be very whiny about it. And that's the problem with it there. But I do try and see it from both sides, whether it's like whatever conflict I've had with whoever over this time. Yeah, I appreciate you, Isaac, so much. And I appreciate your comment. Cowboys saying 10-pointer for Tom Duke. We're all family. You know what? I'm going to give Tommy that one. Seriously. In some ways, like I said, Bradley, it makes me sad to think about the departure of Tom. But once again, I've had people leave my life before. And in some ways, it's just how it is. I can't change it. 250 for Tommy in his absence. 250 dunks for Tom. So we'll see. Who knows? Time could change. But once again, I'm not trying to chase after him because I can't do that. I did last year. I tried to chase after him and get him back, and he finally came back, but he's taken off on me again. It is what it is. I mean, let's fucking go Raptors. That's where we should be right there. Cool Cat saying that's not arguing. That's discussion or different opinions. You know what? I love you, Cool Cat. At times I was like, you know what? You're right. And she's looking at it in a very adult way. And I appreciate that from the coach. Brian saying, keep it up, Leviathan. Let's all grow as Raptors. YouTube guys, I'm out. Peace. Good job, Brian. I got some subs. I got a bump from appearing on your show, and I really appreciate that. We're going to get to 1,000 soon. That's right. Agreed with Cool Cat and good day, Raptor Freaks. All right, let me do the breakdown real quick. Once again, the injuries for Cleveland are basically this. Max Strus is out, which is great because he's their best three-point shooter. Imani Bates is also out. I'm going to speculate that, RJ Barrett is going to play tonight, even though they're all telling us he isn't. I don't know why. I have a sinking suspicion that RJ is going to flip the script and show up. And we may get in trouble for reporting injuries wrong. That could happen. So maybe they'll hold him out because they are officially saying he's out. But I feel like RJ is ready to play tonight. And he would have played tonight if they hadn't already said he was already out. But I for some reason, I think he's going to play because in morning shoot around, I think he's going to come in. He's going to feel great. Kelly Olynyk will be out. Bruce Brown will be out. Jacoby Walter will be out also for tonight. The referee crew for tonight is a very fair crew. They shouldn't be too bad. Mark Davis, Sean Wright, and J.D. Rawls. J.D. Rawls, very young referee. As far as things, Mark Davis slightly favors us. Sean Wright slightly favors the Cavs. And J.D. Rawls is a record of 2-1 with the Raptors and 1-0 with the Cleveland Cavaliers. So it's a very fair ref crew. All right, guys, thanks for watching me. Man, we're going a little too personal and deep on stuff today. We'll cut out the fantasy basketball stuff. Maybe we'll handle it through the Yahoo Fantasy site. Maybe you guys can write me comments and messages about things with the league there, because I really don't want to have an extra 40 minutes on my stream just because we're talking about Yahoo Fantasy. It's not interesting to other people to hear about because they're not involved in the league. And in some ways, if I want to be a good preview and reaction channel, we're going to not have to, we can't talk about fantasy. In some ways, we can do it because we just had our draft and there's a couple of days and we're just starting the season. And I don't mind giving little tips here and there, but going over people's teams or going over what happened in our fantasy league is not good content for this channel. So I'm going to ask that if we do this, we can do this in other spaces like the Facebook chat or even on the actual Yahoo Fantasy website. All right, guys, thanks for watching me. I'm 45 minutes over my due time. I appreciate everybody sticking with me. If you do, honestly, it is what it is. Like I said, I got to be me, and I appreciate everybody who accepts me for being me. If I'm not exactly who you want me to be, it's just going to be that way. And I'll try and change. It's not that I'm against changing. I will listen to people and I will change over time. I'm a work in progress like everybody is. That's right. Racemo is saying Lex kicked me out of fantasy because I'm the worst GM. That's not a lie, actually. That's not a lie. I feel bad because Edmund was awesome because he's kind of came in and made sure the league had enough teams. But I know he's such a busy guy. He's a family man. He's got his work. And in some ways, the fantasy is not very high on his priority list, unlike some of the other people that have been here today. And honestly, Edmund, it's not a disrespect to you, man. I was trying to help Peter and David, honestly, to have a more competitive league by getting the deadbeat owners out. And in some ways, Edmund is the epitome of that, unfortunately. Isaac's put Mo on blast. I love you. Love you too, Edmund. and say hey to your kids and have a great, great opening night. Let's get it, Raptors. Let's beat the Cavs. I want to see the matchup between the small guards, Davion and Jamal and Emmanuel against Donovan and Darius. I want to see us win that matchup. And then Scotty, of course, it's you against Evan Mobley. And this is going to be a classic, like, head to head that's everybody's going to look at for years and years to come, since y'all came in the same draft class. And in some ways, you need to show where you are in the mile marker as far as how far you've come in your fourth year as an NBA player, and show that you're way, 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 way beyond where Evan Mobley is. All right, guys, thanks everybody for being here today. I'll see y'all tomorrow in a reaction. We'll react to the game tomorrow. All right, let's go Raptors. Let's get it tonight. Let's take care of things right and win this game against the Cavs on opening night at Scotiabank Arena. Let's go Raptors. Yeah.